Hockey throws down Rice. Another hit. And again, it looks like... Because look at all that silk that he has right now. Unbelievable stick handling. And he scored.
Kenny took that one.
There goes Sargent on the breakaway. Sargent, huge pad save by Joey Hall.
Jimenez gets it to Banashevitz. Here he comes, and he jukes and he scores. Sam Banashevitz finally gets one.
February 2nd, 2017. Can you believe that, Logan? That was the first backyard brawl held here in the PNC Arena, and we're now at number 4. Incredible stuff going on here tonight. Welcome to the PNC Arena. Zach Salaya with Logan Ward bringing you tonight's broadcast between NC State Hockey and the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. It's a big game for a lot of reasons, Logan, but the biggest thing about this one tonight is the fact it's one of the biggest matches of college hockey in the local hockey community. Logan, in terms of marketing and branding for the ACC-HL in general, what does this mean to everybody?
Oh, this is a huge matchup. It is the quintessential rivalry between these two teams. This is the make it or break it rivalry, really, in the ACC-HL. So that these two teams can get together and bring out such a large showing, because we've got a lot of fans here behind us. To have that is essential to just the branding and marketing of the ACC-HL in general.
Okay, so that's all the fun stuff we have for you tonight. Now we got to get to a little bit of the technical stuff, sadly. So tonight, of course, UNC is icing a very interesting lineup. If you remember from last year, Jessie Aney was on the team as well, but it turns out she's in Europe this time of year, so she will not be playing with the team tonight. One of the first female players in the ACC-HL, played an outstanding role last year, had 3 assists so far in the first 5 games, will not be playing tonight. As well, we have John Beeson, we have Chris Kramer. UNC is icing a very interesting lineup, but Logan, they went 0 for 3 in the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. In terms of that, they won their first 2 exhibition games, but now heading into a rolling state team, and I mean rolling, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking like a V6 engine. They're clicking on all cylinders, Logan. Yep. How do they need to beat NC State tonight?
They've really just got to step it up on defense. You know, you're missing your captain and you're not starting your usual goaltender, but you have to find a way to make it work. You have to get it together and really just function as a squad. You got to communicate, and you got to make chances count. You have to win on special teams and transition into offense very quickly from your defense.
One thing we're going to be looking at tonight as well is really working on the forecheck, really working on the back check, looking at how forecheck and defense is set up like that. Logan here will be talking a little bit more about that tonight. But in general, the big thing we have to talk about, Logan, is the fact that the last game that NC State played against Wilmington was by far and away, without a doubt, the best game the state has had this year in terms of overall compete, everything like that. Logan, kind of give us a recap about the last game.
Well, the game, it was a little bit closer in the first 2 periods, you know, only a score of 2-0. But the third period is where State really figured out how to get things clicking. Banashevitz getting a hat trick in that period alone, that's incredible. And they just really figured out, it seemed they figured out the Seahawks defense, and they also shored up their defense with a shutout, and really, you can't ask for more out of your defense. So when your offense and defense are clicking like that, there's not many teams that can beat you.
Sam Banashevitz, of course, is 19 points on the year so far, 11 goals, 8 assists, 19 points now. But Logan, that wasn't after the Wilmington game. This was after Saturday night's 11-1 rout over Richmond University. This was a game that wasn't televised. A lot of the updates had to come straight from the team, but it was a really great game because it allowed Coach Gazzillo to test a lot of things that happened. Josh Cannon played in that game, only let in 1 goal, but there was a lot of players who scored a lot. Sam Benishevitz did score 2 in that game. Cam Mazikowski, I believe, got his first of the year in that game as well. What sort of things do we have to say about that? Because Logan, 11-1 isn't an exactly easy win, and this is 3 games in 4 days State's going through. Well, you got to keep this momentum going. An 11-1 win is huge, and if you can keep that momentum rolling through these next couple games, not just this one, but the games to come, that's incredible. Your offense obviously has started working, and we've seen the aggressiveness out of them so far this season. But if they can keep that up through the rest of this season, that 11-1 could be a real turning point for this team. The big thing as well is State is averaging 6.88 goals a game. They have 42 goals for in the goal differential department, 55 goals for, 12 goals against. UNC in their last 3 losses have only been able to score 2 goals. Logan, these goal differentials, these statistics, what exactly does this mean? It means really what you should expect to see. You should expect to see a little bit of a slower pace out of UNC as they try to find their footing and really just figure out their identity here. NC State is going to come in swinging because they've been successful when they do, and that aggressiveness that they've had in these last couple games is definitely going to roll over into this one. So expect to see a very good aggressive match out of both teams. It's going to be a great one for sure. We're going to take a quick break here right here on PackTV. We're going to be right back with some more stats and information for tonight's big tilt right here on PackTV. That was the pep band just came out. Now we got some regular music playing, but boy, oh boy, Logan, that was some great music so far by the pep band. Absolutely, no, and it's a key part of every game out here. You know, when you can get the band out here and hype up the fans, you know, it's always great to see the state representation out here. And it's big as well tonight. Everyone's going to be here. A lot of people, former Ice Pack members, former UNC members coming out tonight to the big game. It's a big one without a doubt. But in a big one, you would think you would rely on your starting goaltender and Gabe Haruso for UNC. But tonight's starting is Chris Piccoli, the backup for UNC hockey. And the biggest thing about this is Gabe Haruso has played in all 3 backyard brawl contests before this one and has had a fairly decent record in those games while still going 0-3, but has given State a good fight. Logan, starting your backup goalie tonight, what is the message from Coach Volkman from UNC? Well, he was talking to us before the game, and he said that they have 3 senior goalkeepers, and really you want to make sure that they all get playing time, and the fact that he has confidence in all 3 really shows. But losing Haruso is kind of a big deal because he's 2-1 on the season for them. So when you're starting your goalkeeper who doesn't have the most stellar record here so far, it's always taking a risk, but we'll see if it pays off. Pays off as well. The big thing tonight, of course, is UNC, when they've had wins, both games, they've had 4+ goals. And as we said earlier, every game that they lost, they've only been able to score 2, and they've given upwards or 5 or more. Seems to me that UNC's defense is a little bit on the defensive here, but as the lights go down, some exciting things are going to be happening here. We're going to wrap up this pregame report here. I guess the big thing we need to talk about, Logan, is the fact that goaltending, Joey Hall, after his shutout the other night against Wilmington, will be getting the start tonight. Quickly talk about Joey Hall here. He's had an incredible season. Really just a stellar showing here so far. In all the games that he's played, he's just been absolutely defiant, allowing offenses to get absolutely very, very little past him. But we'll see how he does here tonight, but I feel confident in him. Get ready for puck drop, guys. We're going to be right back here on PackTV.
Mazikowski throws down Rice, another hit, and again, it looks like because look at all that silk that he has right now, unbelievable stick handling, and he scored.
Kenny took that one.
Sargent on the breakaway. Sargent, huge pad save by Joey Hall.
Jimenez gets it to Banishevitz. Here he comes, and he jukes and he scores. Sam Banishevitz finally gets one.
Welcome out here to PNC Arena. Getting ready for this game as the seconds tick down. It's getting exciting out here.
Seconds tick down here, Logan. We are really excited for this matchup here today. It's going to be a big one. State comes into this one 8-0 after their most recent tilt against the University of Richmond, in which they routed them 11-1. And now they're here today to go 9-0. We'll see what happens here. UNC comes in 2 or 3. Little bit of a lighter schedule thus far, but there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things, of course, heading into this game. I guess like the big thing here, Logan, is tonight that UNC is going to be without one of their captains in Jesse Aney. And we talked about this a little bit in our pregame here.
Oh, yeah.
But the biggest fact is that Jesse Aney contributed 3 assists in 5 games. He had several players. As the players are about to come on the ice now, UNC first. A little bit of a mixed reaction from the fans, of course. It's going to be a big game for sure, but one of the biggest things to talk about as the teams come on, can State rally behind this crowd? This looks like a fairly decent-sized crowd here, Logan.
It's a very good showing here tonight, and honestly, we do have some representation from both teams out there. You see a lot of Carolina blue, but definitely favoring towards the ice pack here, as you see a lot more red out there.
A lot of red, and that may come from the seats as well, decorated from the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes, of course, are playing tonight in Detroit, but they are huge supporters of this game. PNC Arena's Twitter account today was updating constantly to make sure that these guys are about to come on the ice and have a great game. And more importantly, Logan, this game isn't exactly for the points in the standings. This one, as we talked to Coach Volkman before the game, this game doesn't count towards any points in the standings. It's a chance for him to kind of mix and match lines, see where everything goes. But more importantly, this is for the fans tonight. What does this mean for the local hockey community?
Well, this is huge for the local hockey community. We talked about how big a game this is, and again, this is the rivalry of the ACCHL between UNC and NC State. This is probably the biggest event for these two teams, and it's so nice that we're going to see it 3 times, you know? So really, it's just so important to the fans in this local area, because outside of the Canes, you don't have a lot of hockey. So the fact that these guys can step into PNC and play a game.
As you can hear out in the crowd right now, the Go Pack chants are very, very loud and very present. Another big thing as well is the pep band is here. That's the noise you're hearing in the background, if you are curious. And no, it is not my voice. I guess like the biggest things again to Logan talk about today is we're going to take a look at UNC's most recent record here. So as we were talking about, they went 0 for 3 in the 3-game Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. They're 0-0 in the Carolina East. Haven't played that well, and of course they lost that big game against Georgetown 6-2 in the opening game. Here are the starting lineups for both teams, of course. For NC State, the lineup should not be changing from the other night against Wilmington. Sam Banashevitz, Nikita Anistertov, and Laith Jadala should be on the first line for the NC State Wolfpack. And starting tonight on the defense is Ellis Rushford and Cam Mazakowski with Joey Hall in the cage. Let's see what the Tar Heels have in store. John Beeson will be playing the right wing tonight as we hear Wade Minter announce. Team captain Andrew Jordan being announced. Ricky Chen has actually been out the past few games. This is his first one back.
And number 92, Daniel Jones. And goal for the Tar Heels, number 31, Chris Bacolia.
Chris Bacolia getting the start tonight. Not Gabe Haruso. Haruso is here, but he will not be playing at least the starts. And here come the Pack, ladies and gentlemen.
At forward, number 2, the captain, Sam Banashevitz.
I don't think he needs an introduction here, Logan.
You hear the reaction from the crowd. That's enough.
Nikita Enistradov is the correct pronunciation according to Wade Minter here. We're going to try and see if we can remember that, Logan. Laith Jadala, of course, is one of the more inspiring players from this NC State Ice Pack lineup for the most part. Big thing is we got to talk about tonight about how he stepped away from hockey for a little bit and now he's back. Cam Mazakowski recording his first goal of the season against Richmond. And Joey Hall, of course, getting his first shutout in his past 2 seasons.
Yes.
This is huge. Last year he didn't get one, and this year, and here are the national anthems.
Please rise if you are able. Remove your caps. And join us as we honor
Home of the Wolf Pack, rather, ladies and gentlemen here, not the Wolf Pack. Zach Solhay alongside Logan Ward here today. Didn't take that speech class from the other night when we faced UNC Wilmington. That's going to be a big game, Logan. We really can't say that enough here. Everyone is in attendance. Hurricanes Promotions helping out tonight as well. Again, we're going to take a look here at Joey Hall. Joey Hall's coming off his, I believe, his 3rd win of the season, if I'm not mistaken, after winning against UNC Wilmington. Not tested a lot in that game, but did have a shutout. It's a big one.
Yes,
for sure.
You know, in the skills competition, he came 2nd. He's done a fantastic job all season and really has been proving himself here so far this season. Just absolutely wonderful so far here.
Chris Piccoli as well. This is his first game of the year. Alec Hardman and Gabe Haruso have been splitting the starts thus far. Gabe Haruso was coming into this game with a .915 save percentage, 3.33 goals against average, but Chris Piccoli, as we said, will be getting the start. Starting off for State, as Wade Minter had mentioned, the infamous PA announcer here for the PNC Arena and the NC State Ice Pack, Sam Benishevitz and Laith Jadala will be centered by Nikita Anastratov, Eric and Ellis Rushard and Cam Mazakowski on defense. And here we go. Welcome to the PNC Arena, the backyard brawl, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big one. Zach Solhay and Logan Ward bringing you all the action right here on PackTV. We thank you for coming and joining us tonight. Nikita Anastratov now in a corner battle with Laith Jadala. Jadala sends it out to the middle. Banashevitz with a quick shot, wasting no time on that one. Anastratov heads it back. Rusher with a quick bullet blocked out in front. And there goes Ellis Rushard. Rushard has an option to the front of the net, shot wide. And Anastratov was waiting. Now puck is chipped, kept in well by Mazakowski. Called offside on that one to begin off. Up tempo really quick here, Logan.
A very quick start, and we talk so often about those first 10 minutes and how important scoring in those first 10 minutes can be to your momentum. And again, we talked about it in the first goings here of this game. Ice Pack has been on a roll here, and their aggressiveness is showing as they're trying to get that goal. 30 seconds, and they've already had a couple shots here.
Top line of Andrew Jordan, Ricky Chen, and John Beeson is really facing off well against that top NC State line. So far, John Beeson is coming into this game having an okay season, has 2 goals and 2 assists, but the leading scorer is Chris Kramer, number 14, does have 2 goals, 3 assists on the season thus far with an interception by Mazakowski. Mazakowski over to Johnson. Johnson with a shot, just high. What a rocket from Riley Johnson as the puck is now skittered back, carrying it forward. There's Adamson. Adamson goes off for a change, and there's Ellis Rushford. A little bit of some quick passing right there, Logan.
Yes. Ice Pack definitely taking their time right now, slowing things down a little bit, but they got off to a very fast start, and you can definitely see they want to keep that momentum going here. in the first goings.
Ellis Rusher with a little chip out. Intercepted. There they go. Coming on the breakaway, there's Reagan. Reagan, he scores! UNC didn't waste any time. 18:37 left to go in the first, and it's 1-0.
No, and they're definitely going to get a little bit of momentum from that. Just a wonderful taking advantage of that opportunity there in special teams, intercepting the puck, and really just doing a wonderful job of getting to the net there. There's not really much that can be done about that one. Joey Hall just a little too far out of the crease right there. The puck sails right by him as we get a goal for Reagan and the Tar Heels here.
Weak defensive coverage allows for a quick goal by UNC. That was Mason Reagan. There's Wade Minter with the announcement as Parker Cesarek, fastest skater in the ACCHL. There's Robinson, quick shot, pad save with the rebound just going wide. Now chip back out. Richard gets the assist on that play as well. Johnson out in front with the interception. There's Cesarek. Cesarek back to Mura. Mura with a quick shot just wide. With the rebound off the crossbar. There's Robinson out in front. It's still on the doorstep. There is Bacoli, and it's swallowed whole.
McCauley looks like just managed to catch it in between his legs there. Not much the Ice Pack could do once it was there. The Ice Pack definitely trying to come back here. You wonder if they overextended a little bit to start.
That'll be Reagan's first of the year thus far. And Richard, that will be his second assist of the year. So there we go. First goal there for Reagan, second assist for Richard. Spelled Richard, but still a good, pretty decent player. Now in the corner is UNC. Held in at the corner as well. O'Rourke lost that corner battle. Coach Gazzillo sends out his third line of Trevor Merchant, Tyler Alfonzetti, and Ryan Kinney. Lineup stayed exactly the same from the Wilmington game, but the only difference is Miles Ferron will come off for, I believe, Brandon Stanley will be on the bench for this game as the floater. Puck is now out in front. UNC has possession. There's team captain Andrew Jordan. Joey Hall out of the crease once again at the top of the doorstep. There's Eric Mura now behind the cage, still hanging on to it. Puck's out in front. There goes. Out in front. A huge save for the rebound. They score! Ricky Chen in his first game back, making no mistake. 2-0 UNC.
He's got to be careful there on the boards. Coming back from a concussion. Don't want to give yourself another one right there. Ricky Chen letting it be known how much his absence has meant to the Tar Heels here. Getting a fantastic goal. Again, Joey Hall just overextending. Hard to come back to the other side of the crease in that quick of time.
An Andrei Svechnikov-esque celebration of jumping into the board right there. Ricky Chen, his absence was duly noted, and Coach Volkman talked to us before the game. Everyone was excited to see that he is coming back, and for good reason too. When you have a clutch goal scorer like that, anything can happen. Matt Costigan takes that puck and tripped up a little bit. There was a banana peel on the ice, and now rushing forward is UNC with a quick bomb just wide, taking that shot. That was Megan. Devin Halko. Halko having a quietly, underestimatingly, really good season thus far there, Logan. Devin Halko has been doing a great job. Now puck is chipped out by, I believe that's Stanley. There's Costigan. Costigan moving out. There goes Todd. Todd still looking for a majority of his points this season with a quick shot out in front, tipped just wide. Costigan back in the corner, looking for a chance to make something happen. Tipped out in front, and a huge save by Bacolio. And there's Vedetta. Vedetta got his first goal of his career up in Richmond.
Yeah, always love to see that. So exciting for these players, and definitely more to come for him.
And a hand pass is called quickly on that play. Take a quick look at Coach Jeff Volkman here. Volkman is 0-3 so far in these backyard brawls as the UNC head coach. Coach Mike Gazzillo is 3-0. Coach Volkman, of course, his team is sitting at third in the Carolina East Division, currently ahead of Duke and behind Wilmington. Some of the movements into the ACCHL have been surprising. We'll talk about those later. Huge pad save with the rebound out in front. Banashevitz tried to get in right there. Captain Clutch couldn't make it any more clutch than that, and the puck is frozen.
And really just a fantastic job from the Tar Heels on all fronts so far. Their defense perhaps looking like their weakest part, but even that doesn't mean much here, as their offense has been more than able to make up for it here so far. Those first two goals really quickly here in this game.
There's Mazakowski, chipped it in around the boards, right behind the ref. Now picking it up for the Ice Heels is Dumas. Duma having a quiet year as well. Jadala out in front, tried to find Anastratov. Still went wide on that play as Mazikowski will settle things back down in the neutral zone. Ellis Rushford surveying his options, and Stratov tried to make something happen, a quick breakout perhaps. And there's Lace Jadala with a quick bomb off the mask, back out in front in the middle of the slot. Nothing came about on that particular play. There's Reagan. Reagan with the back pass. Still things are settling down back in that defensive end. Rushford kind of loses his stick right there.
Looks like we had a collision.
With a huge bodied hit on Duma. No call on that play, but that sure got the fans riled up right there. And there's Laith Jadala. Jadala shouldered alongside the boards well. I believe that was McGuire. There's Banashevitz. Banashevitz was bodied down hard back there by Bogdash. Puck is kept in at the boards. There's Mazikowski with a bomb just over the cage.
They're getting their shots, but nothing going in so far.
Banashevitz, and he scores! Sweet holy Moses, Sam Banashevitz get this game within one.
Of course, as I say something, Banashevitz answers very quickly, showing why he's the captain of this team, rallying his troops per se.
That was deflected out in front as well. I believe that deflected off of Reese. It looked like it was a deflection, but Sam Banashevitz, of course, lets go that bow and arrow celly. You can't really take that one away here, Logan. That's his 12th of the year. Outstanding job by Captain Clutch.
Absolutely.
Bacoli now behind the cage, intercepted by Johnson. Back on in front, a horrible misplay by the backup goalie for the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. Robinson with a quick shot. Play is stopped. Banashevitz will get his 12th of the season. Parker Sarek, as Wade Minter pronounces it. You know, one interesting thing about announcers here, Logan, is the fact that we're not always on the same page with these pronunciations.
No, a lot of these pronunciations are very difficult.
The big body Russian center, of course, railing in from Moscow, Russia, Nikita Anastratov now, and of course Parker Sarek. Parker Sarek, of course, has been having a little bit of an unproductive year thus far. Did win fastest skater in the ACCHL, but point-wise, he's been waiting to really make something happen. Penalty troubles early for the Ice Pack with a shot. Joey Hall hangs on. Riley Johnson goes to the box quickly for a hooking call, the first penalty kill of tonight for the Pack. The Pack will be needing to set up strong. UNC's power play has been a little bit on the lethal side, especially during the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament where they figured out well. That was Ian O'Rourke. O'Rourke registered a goal over the weekend as well. An assist, rather. Merchant now. Merchant on the aggressive forecheck. There's Alfonsetti back in the neutral zone trying to trap it. O'Rourke and Mura align the back end for the NC State Ice Pack. Eric Mura in his first backyard brawl, rather. A big, exciting match for him. The transfer from UNC Charlotte came in about halfway through last year, really made waves for the defense, proving that he's an offensive defenseman.
Yes.
Can crash the net, can body in those big, quick goals out in front here, Logan.
I think something else that he's done a fantastic job of, there's obviously no chemistry issues because he's had his fair share of assists so far in this season. Can't ask for much more than how he's assimilated into this Ice Pack team.
Just to verify, Eric Muir has 5 assists through 8 games played. Still looking for his first goal that was not in the ACCHL playoffs, which he had that one huge goal in the Wake Forest game, if any Ice Pack fans do remember that. But now the puck is chipped back out. There's Eric Todd. Eric Todd, the team's former first-line center, now playing on the 4th line this year alongside Alex Vedetta and Matt Costigan. Eric Todd tried to get it away right there. Back out, way out in top, away from Chris Kramer, the team's leading scorer. Adamson, Jennifer, and Kramer now align the ice for the Ice Heels. Now with a quick shot in front. Good zone entry, and there's Richard. Richard with a tip out in front and a huge save by Joey Hall. There's Anastratov. Anastratov can't break it away out of the neutral zone and is held on once again, and Jennifer will carry it through. Spears his way through. There's Jennifer. Breaks through Seppi and Halka with a shot. He scores! A lot of scoring early. 3-1 UNC.
We're not even at the 10-minute mark, and we've already got 4 goals scored between these two teams. The Tar Heels just look really, really intense on offense here so far. Joey Hall, high risk, high reward with the way he plays. Coming out of that crease often. Did not pay off for him right there as Jennifer gets the goal.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there from Seppi and Halko.
Yes.
Halko has been having a great season thus far. A little bit of a disappointing play. Coach Gazzillo doesn't like to utilize goaltender changes as well. So Joey Hall could be staying in the cage for a little bit. The Wolfpack chants are coming alive, of course, as the fans continue to pile in the stands. I think it's pretty safe to say there's about 4,000 people here, give or take a couple. As Sam Benishevitz leaks through the neutral zone. Now to Anastradov. Anastradov, he scores! Nikita Anastradov, oh my goodness. 3-2 UNC.
Didn't even have time to announce the previous goal before we get another one. Anastradov just did a fantastic job. Got a feed there from Banishevitz and just put it in the back of the net. Fit it right past Bacolia. Really not much more the defense could do there. They were swarming.
Sam Banishevitz, Captain Clutch, the point machine. 2 points tonight on 2 goals. A goal and an assist for him. Nikita Anastradov getting his first goal since George Washington. And there goes Robinson. Robinson just high. This game has been a battle of the goaltenders for thus far, and so far it looks like Joey Hall is in the losing column with a quick shot just right at Bacoli. Riley Johnson still hanging on to it with a quick shot saved by Bacoli. Jennifer's last goal on the power play was unassisted. Robinson now trying to take control of it, and UNC takes control. Back out to the middle. There's alternate captain for the Tar Heels, John Beeson, with a shot just wide. Beeson now behind the cage. Rushford picks up on that one. There's the announcement from Wade Mincer, a big one. Parker Cesaric now with the quick tip out in front. Now it's behind the cage, and Cam Mazakowski in a battle. Tripped up was Rushford. Seems like there's going to be no call on that play. Ref was out right in front, and now a corner battle ensues. Mazakowski digging, so can't find it. John Beeson was in the middle of that little scruffle right there.
And again, we're seeing a lot of physical play here, especially that one play that stands out so far is that play by Rushford where he lost his stick but just continued to go at it anyway.
Rushford zigging and zagging to the middle of the cage, and it's just wide. Robinson all the way from the point, still couldn't get one in. Rushford, of course, being one of the more silkier skaters on this team. Puck is called for an icing with 11:07 left to go here. 3-2 UNC leads. Logan, one thing we've talked about a lot in the past is getting the first goal within the first 10 minutes. I don't think a key is ever to score 5 goals in the first 10 minutes.
No, and never even 3, honestly, would really cross your mind. You want to get that first one, but the fact that the Tar Heels have scored 3 and the Ice Pack have scored 2, I didn't expect to see this much offense out of these two teams. I thought their defenses would hold up a little better than what we've seen here so far.
Tyler Alfonsetti with the draw win, tried to get it back to Trevor Merchant, now chipped out to the back of the net. There's Ryan Kinney. Ryan Kinney, the Silk Man himself. Ryan Kinney, alternate captain, first time named this year after the departure of Luis Jimenez, now playing in Barcelona. Ryan Kinney weaves his way through the zone out in front with a tip chance for O'Rourke and just misses. And now a 3-on-1 if they hurry for UNC. Puck will now be chipped offside as Chris Kramer almost had an opportunity to really make something happen. And now there's Ryan Kinney. Eric Mira. Mira now looking for his first of the year. Mira now. Mira with a quick chip shot. Good save by Bacoli. Now back out, there's Kinney. Kinney tripped up. There's Merchant. Merchant who had 2 on the weekend. Trevor Merchant. Merchant now weaves it through. There's Kinney trying to make a wraparound play out in front. Alfonsetti misses the tip. And now it is carried back by UNC. Good speed by Chris Kramer. Kramer with a little bit of a power move just out to the front. And there's Kenny.
We've seen a lot of offense here so far. Both defenses need to step up their game a little bit. Shots are just flowing here.
There's Alfonsetti. Scores 3-2 at the PNC Arena, 4th backyard brawl. Zach Salwaye, Logan Ward as the puck is chipped out to the stanchions. Popular middle school song now comes on here, Logan, the Wobble. I think most of us here know what's going on.
Oh, absolutely.
Great song for the fans to get pumped up to, huh?
Absolutely, no. And you hear this everywhere. So again, you know, the pop culture music, get the fans riled up. Really anything to get this stadium energized. And you can see fans dancing in the stands as we get this game started again.
Big thanks to Barstool Pack as well, one of the most popular Twitter accounts for NC State sports, giving out the word today about NC State hockey. Of course, they were big on the fact when they saw it was against UNC, they knew it was time to smash some UNC fans right there, honestly. Barstool Pack loves to exaggerate how good NC State is, and of course, we want to thank them for their support of really spreading the word about this event.
Yes.
Tonight's game, of course, was free admission and free parking, but $5 donations were handed at the door. Logan, how important is it for these teams to get these donations, because they aren't funded by the NCAA?
No, these club teams, they don't get funding from the NCAA, so donations from fans like they get tonight, really it can help their team along here in this season.
Quick shot backhand just over the cage. Puck didn't go into the meshing as Costigan hangs onto it. Now thrown back out. That was Bogdash who just hit that with the backhand. Rushford with a small little love tap on Dumas. Mazikowski now will chase that puck, but it'll go back in on an icing play. 3-2 here to go. In the world of NC State sports, say goodbye to the noon kickoffs. NC State will be facing Florida State this weekend at the Carter Finley Stadium at 3:30.
Yes.
Ice Pack fans will be enjoying that one because NC State will be taking a weekend off before they face Charlotte next Friday. Not this Friday, of course. It's going to be a great game as well before NC State heads on a 2-game road trip all the way up to the University of Delaware and another city. It'll be interesting to see how the Pack does. Historically on road trips, they've been fairly well. There's Anastradov. Anastradov to Banashevitz in the top slot. Still miss it, and there's Jadala. Jadala still tried to make something happen, but Mazikowski with a good flitter in. Now carry back out. That's Bogdash. Bogdash with a good chip off the side of the boards. Now Ellis Rusher now will send it flying ahead to Jadala. I've never heard this song before, but the fans are into it. So, I mean, analysis slogan, honestly.
Oh, if you can get the fans hyped through music or your play or whatever, it can change the atmosphere. And again, we talked about how the Ice Pack have an advantage in terms of the fan support here. If you can get that audience buzzing, it gives you an advantage.
Another big thing tonight that we have yet to talk about, of course, is the goal differential for NC State. We did talk about it a little bit in our pregame report. 42 goal differential, Logan. 55 goals for, 12 goals against before heading into this game. Of course, changed up a little bit now with the Ice Pack down by 1, 8:20 left to go here. Zach Salai and Logan Ward for PackTV. Puck is called on a hand pass. In general, though, UNC coming into this game is trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. What do they need to do?
They've got to keep doing what they're doing. Their offense has been absolutely incredible. They might want to shore up their defense a little bit. They've allowed the Ice Pack to hang with them early here. Ice Pack having 2 goals of their own. The Tar Heels, their defense just has not been protecting Bacolia, often hanging him out to dry a little bit here on the ice.
There's Johnson. Johnson with great speed. Artemi Panarin-esque, if you know anything about the NHL. Johnson was bodied alongside the boards on that play.
Looked like he wanted a call for him grabbing the stick as well, but he's not going to get that one.
Quick rush was led back out by Chris Kramer. Handled well there by Cam Mazikowski and Parker Cesarek. And there's Sarek once again. Sarek now cross-check to the ground. Banashevitz was visibly frustrated. And there's Jones. Jones on the season has done fairly well. There's Robinson. Robinson with a toe drag. Robinson to the front. To Johnson. Oh, and the shot couldn't get off. And there's Johnson behind the net. The net came off of the moorings. That was one of the best rushes we've seen all game.
Absolutely. They were all crashing the net. Just nothing doing. And when the net comes off its moorings, it gives the goalie a little bit of a chance to reset here. Physical, chippy play from both teams here so far. You can kind of see the rivalry tension starting to boil over a little bit. We're not even out of the first period here.
Sarek did push off the net without anybody touching him. That could have been a delay game penalty, but they will not call that as the play continues. Puck stolen out in front. Now through the neutral zone, carries strongly. There's Ricky Chen. Ricky Chen with a goal tonight. Just shot wide by Eric Mura. Second year with the Pack, well, part of his first year and a half so far. There's Sarek behind the cage. Ricky Chen. Ricky Chen was trying to find Weiland out in the slot. Couldn't quite get to it. Oh, Warwick with a huge hit. Throttled him to the boards. And now Robinson will now skate through the middle as the team heads off for a change. Third line now coming out for Coach Gazzillo. Puck is pushed back through in the defensive end. Try to reach Dumas back out. And there's Robinson. Robinson making his presence known. Did have a goal over the weekend. Scored in Richmond. A big game as well. Huge thanks to Sam Banashevitz and the rest of the NC State Ice Pack for providing a lot of the fans on Twitter with some of the stats from that game. And Tyler Alfanzetti, ACC Scholar of the Year, really shows why he's tough in all aspects, mentally and physically.
Got the brains and the brawn there.
There's Ryan Kinney. Ryan Kinney now through the neutral zone. Lost out in front. Dumont with a quick battle. Now steered out in front by Richard. Richard now with a bomb. Called offside. Shot was going to go wide anyway. 6:15 left to go here in the first period.
I think both goalies and defenses are starting to settle down here. Maybe nerves had something to do with the very quick start for both teams here. Defense is in a pretty big arena here at PNC.
I think the biggest thing to note as well, as we said before, this game does not count towards points in the Carolina East standing. So in theory, this is an exhibition backyard brawl. There's Trevor Merchant. Trevor Merchant defended well by Richard. Back out to the front. Alvanzetti still saved by Bacoli. Merchant again. Back out to the top of the UNC zone, and there's Dumas. Dumas over to Richard. And now UNC settles it down. Pack can't get up a neutral zone trap. Now the puck squitters back to their end. And there's Ian O'Rourke. O'Rourke spears it ahead for Kinney. Kinney tried to tap it down. Couldn't find it. And now it's settled down once again.
No, and again on special teams, Ice Pack has to get an advantage here, and they're down early. Giving up that goal on a penalty kill.
Back out in front. Kramer with a shot through the doorstep. There's O'Rourke. O'Rourke now hanging on behind the cage. Chipped out back in front. Kramer tried to bat it down. This isn't baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Red Sox, of course, in the World Series. My roommate wouldn't stop talking about it. Shout out to him. Now sent back in front. There's Megan with a spring pass. Out in front, there's Kramer with a shot. Joey Hall using the glove vicariously. And he holds on.
Joey Hall just, again, very good with that aggressiveness, really. Again, outside of the crease a little bit. But when he can make a play, it really does pay off as you see him just catch it out of the air with his glove.
Interesting little folklore. This song was sampled by Panic at the Disco for their song Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time. I spend too much time just looking up on Wikipedia random facts about everything. Well, welcome to this broadcast here at PackTV. Zach Soloway, Logan Ward coming today from the Backyard Brawl. Fourth one in existence between NC State and UNC. There's Alex Fedetta. Halko really went through the zone well and tried to make a pass to Costigan. Couldn't quite find it. There's Costigan. Costigan lost that one, and there goes the Ice Heels once again. That was a spring pass by Beeson. And the puck will be handed in on an icing. Halko shoved up to the board. Stick goes flying up. That was a UNC player. That was Jennifer.
Again, a lot of chippiness, no love lost between these two teams. And again, that rivalry is really relevant in every single sport that these two schools play against each other. But here in hockey, where they have a chance to vent their frustrations out here on the ice, they're going to take every advantage they can get.
Clark Jennifer, 6-foot left-handed shot, comes from Montclair, New Jersey, just like Trevor Merchant did as well. Trevor Merchant and Riley Johnson with a shot and a huge save out in front. Hudson. Davis Hudson still trying to make something happen. Our player, off the post! Sam Benishevitz tried to shoot one, went off the side of the cage. Laith Jadala trying to get a little bit physical, has 12 points on the season so far.
And we see both teams really going for that physicality aspect. Aggressive play out of both teams, and you see the heavy hits start coming.
There's Banishevitz off the pad of Bacoli. There's Jadala. Jadala back out in front, and Stratov tried to have something back. Couldn't get it. There's Jadala once again. Jadala with 14 points on the season, not 12. Sam Banishevitz tried to make a drop pass over to Anistertov and Stratov. And Stratov now, and Bacoli wanted to keep that puck in his possession, and he hangs on.
And Stratov just kind of lost that one. A good opportunity for him there. If he could hang on to the puck, losing possession there. But Bacoli has just done a wonderful job here so far tonight. Been the better of the two so far. Very different styles out of these two goalies. Hall preferring, again, to play so far out of that crease, while you see Bacolia kind of regress further into the net as far as he can go. Robinson
behind the cage. Pack trying to finish up everything early. Step on the gas as of late.
See both teams kind of trying to slow it down a little bit, and we have some physicality in front of the net, or in front of the bench, my apologies.
apologize as well for some of the technical difficulties going on. Zach Salai here, Logan Ward for PackTV. We're going to bring you as much of the score and time as we possibly can. Right now it's 3-2 UNC on top with about 3:08 left to go in the first period. A very raucous first period at that as Ellis Rushford, Cam Mazikowski begin this little bit of a play. Interesting sequence of events. Chip back out in front. Good stick right there by Joey Hall. Riley Johnson, second line out now for Coach Gazzillo and crew. Coach Gazzillo 3-0 so far in these backyard brawl games. Trying not to go 3-1. No call on that play. Actually, there was. I saw two hands go up. Tripping call, and the play was offside. Riley Johnson flew like Superman.
Got tripped up a little bit there. Can't use your stick to interfere with the skates of another player. Can't exactly tell who went off yet for the Tar Heels, but Wade Mentor, of course, will let us know.
We'll find out shortly, absolutely. And there's Nikita Anastratov. Anastratov and facing off on a draw, I believe that's John Beeson. That is actually Caron. Graham Caron, that is. Graham Caron coming into this game for Minnetonka. There's Jadala. Jadala in the back. There's an Anastratov. Anastratov circling, surveying his options. There's Ian O'Rourke. Ian O'Rourke to Anastratov, who has a goal tonight with a shot just wide. Eric Muir tried to crash the cage. Nothing coming out of that one. There's Laith Jadala. Laith Jadala now swings around the wagons. There's Jadala out in the front. Great block there by Jones. Puck is sent flying back out. Eric Mura with a big hit. No call on that play. UNC players wanted something. And Stradov now settles it back down. There's Banashevitz. Banashevitz with speed, with the power move around the defender, and he shoots. What a save! Unbelievable shot by Bacoli. They will not count the goal on that one. Crashed into them. Can't tell if he's getting up or not.
Looks like he may be down there. He's struggling to get up here.
Let's see how this
hard hit from his own team too.
Looks a little bit shaken up. We're going to see how this one unfolds here. Shakes it off. Banashevitz. What a power move to the front. The goal won't count.
Got the puck in, but still, mooring was already off. Bacolia taking that hard hit. Have to see if it impacts his play at all.
Around the halfway mark of the game, we usually like to save time for coaches and refs. An annual special, I'm trying to figure out what a miraculous amount of penalties has just happened in the game. As we have seen many times in the Ice Pack games this year, penalties are at a premium. Nothing will be called in that particular play. But in general, there's a lot of penalties.
Absolutely. And the defense for the Ice Pack, of course, leading the charge in penalty minutes. Ellis Rushford and Cam Mazikowski, both with 24 and 15 minutes spent in the penalty box here so far in this season.
Dangerous numbers for the NC State Ice Pack penalty kill, which has been very streaky. With a shot, huge save by Bacolio. There's Rushford. Rushford now back up. There's Robinson. Robinson over, try to get it over to Johnson, who was standing in the face-off circle. Still lost it. Mazikowski with a good chip. There's Ryan Kinney. Riley Johnson still trying to make something happen. Ice Pack have 5 players to UNC's 4. There's Ellis Rushford. Rushford tried to set it up to Robinson. Robinson surveying. Johnson couldn't find it. Tipped out strongly in front right there. I believe, again, that was Kramer. Chris Kramer, that is. Chris Kramer having a very decent year thus far. 4 goals, 2 assists on the season before entering this game. There's Rushford. Rushford to the front. Kinney with a shot just wide.
1 minute remaining in the period.
1 minute left to go in this very raucous first period. 3-2 UNC leads. Zach Salwaya and Logan Ward here for PackTV. As always, we are bringing you into the pack. State coming into this game 8-0 after a very raucous weekend. 2 wins in 2 nights. 14 goals for, 1 goal against. Little bit of a slash right there by Jones, no call. Mazikowski tried to send it over. Penalty over for UNC. There's Sam Banashevitz. Banashevitz at the blue line. Back up, there's Robinson. Robinson trying to make a back pass and couldn't quite get it, and now UNC carries it back out with speed. That was Ricky Chen. Ricky Chen, a big, fluffy power ringer, I want to say. There's Sam Banashevitz with the shot just wide of Bacolio. Lace Jadala now with the interception out in front. Banashevitz off the post. Sam Banashevitz couldn't quite find it. There's Anastradov. Anastradov trying to make another pass to Banashevitz with 2 seconds left to go. One final clap bomb to end the period, and that's it. Frustration is now ringing in the heads of the Sam Banashevitz as that shot went horribly off the post. 3-2 UNC lead. Logan, what a period.
Incredible period. I'm at a loss for words, honestly. But goal scoring and hard hits have been the story of this match so far. A lot of aggressiveness and aggression out of these two teams so far. Again, a lot of bad blood here. But we'll see how that carries over into the second period.
Fans are excited, we're excited, the players are excited. If you got three things that are excited, it's bound to be a pretty good event. We're going to take a quick break right here for the first intermission. Talk a little bit about this game, perhaps even with some of the UNC coaches, right here on PackTV.
20 minutes have gone by in this very raucous backyard brawl to start things off. 3-2 UNC leads. Zach Salawaye, Logan Ward, as always, here for PackTV. One thing that we've seen a lot here, Logan, this season for the NC State Ice Pack, they've let their foot off the gas at the end. Tonight, they kind of couldn't put their foot on the gas to begin with.
No, but they did get those 2 goals. You can't ignore that. It really just was the Tar Heels that were the more notable offense. They got off to a faster start. So it really needs to be noticed what happens here in the second and third periods and see if either team can accelerate faster than the other.
We were a little bit worried to begin with about Chris Bacoli's performance thus far, standing in over Gabe Haruso, who was 0-3 in these games, the go-to starter for the UNC Tar Heels. But so far, he's outperformed Joey Hall in every area, including the scoreboard. Talk about his performance so far.
He's just done a fantastic job. And again, it's a very different style than we've seen out of NC State's goalies so far this year. Again, Joey Hall playing very far out of that crease and very aggressive in his goalkeeping style, whereas Bacolia is more content to let it come to him, have trust in his defense, per se.
It's been a big game so far. About 4,000 fans in attendance. It's been a great night. We're going to get exact statistics on attendance for you guys later right here on PackTV. But in general, UNC had a great period. In general, how did their forecheck and their defense look to you watching it from up here?
They just did a fantastic job in both regards. Their defense was wonderful, and they took opportunities on that forecheck, chasing out the Ice Pack and getting steals out of that really led to those first 3 really quick goals that has the Ice Pack playing catch-up.
We have a lot more to talk about. We're going to take a quick break right here on PackTV. We'll see you in a bit. You know, Logan, a fact that never gets old. Ice is very cold. It is very cold up here. A fact that I'm surprised about every single time we do this here. Zach Salawaye, Logan Ward here for PackTV. 3-2 UNC leads after 1 period. But the big story tonight is, as we were talking about a little bit before the break, NC State couldn't get their foot on the gas quite just yet. They did get 2 very clutch goals, of course, by Nikita Anastradov and Sam Banashevitz. In general tonight, what has gone wrong for NC State after their most complete game of the season against Wilmington?
Their defense has really just been a sieve so far, letting everything go through. They weren't able to recover quick enough on those special teams when they gave up those turnovers, trying to get it out from behind their net. But they really can recover this. Their offense has kept them in the game. They're only down by 1. And the play of Banashevitz always gives you something to hope for.
Sam Banashevitz now has 4 goals and 4 assists, 8 points in 4 backyard brawl games played. Yep. Average of 2 points rather per game. It's an outstanding amount for sure, but the biggest thing to note is that most of the games last year, the primary scorers for the NC State Ice Pack were players that are no longer on the team for this year. Luis Jimenez, of course, having 5 points when the Ice Pack defeated UNC 6-5. Another big thing here tonight as well. How do we expect State to kind of come back and use their depth to really rise up and score?
Well, you lose players like Jimenez, but you do have faith in your team because you've got new goal scorers. And in Riley Johnson, even Parker Saric, if he can get things going here, he's a big part of their offense. They need to get him going here so far. Banashevitz has definitely made up for what was lost in Jimenez. But I have faith that this offense can find different ways to score.
Laith Jadala as as well, has really made his presence known here, especially in that first period. Great neutral zone entries, strong forecheck, really great job, had a few interceptions. Your thoughts on his performance so far?
He's just done a wonderful job. I've seen a different side of him in his physicality here so far. Definitely more aggressive on the offensive end, trying to get those steals on the forecheck and everything there. He's done a wonderful job, and he's one of the big 3 goal scorers on this Ice Pack roster.
Special teams, once again, were the downfall of the Pack in that period. Did let in a power play goal. In general, Coach Gazzillo is always talking about improving that, but have we seen any improvements tonight, Logan?
We've seen a lot of improvements in the game leading up to this one, but so far it's just been a really bad showing for them, letting in something on the penalty kill and not being able to convert on the one power play they've gotten so far.
Heading into next period, the big keys are going to be special teams, scoring, and overall greater forecheck. But Logan, more importantly, what are your keys for the game? What are your keys for UNC and NC State?
Keys for UNC is they've got to make up for that veteran leadership, and they've done a great job here so far getting the goals that they needed. They also needed to reintegrate the players that hadn't been playing so far. Having Bukolia come in after not playing very much so far this season, his first game, I believe, he's done a fantastic job here so far, and getting Chen back out here and scoring a goal very quickly, definitely both presences that were missed. Now for NC State, they've got to get going. They've got to keep the momentum from the Richmond game going into this, which they haven't done a great job of. They need to refine that really quickly here. They also need to get their special teams more involved, get those interceptions that they've been missing here so far, and their forecheck needs to do a better job of halting the UNC offense here.
Well, you heard it right there. The big keys for NC State going into next period, they need to come out and they need to get their foot on the gas. It's going to be a great one for sure. We're going to take another break right here. We're going to see you for Puck Drop for the beginning of the second period right here on PackTV.
Teams are preparing to come back to the ice right here on PackTV. NC State Hockey versus the UNC Tar Heels, October 22nd, 2018. That's going to be a day to remember as the 4th backyard brawl in league history. Yeah. Zach Selway, Logan Ward here for you as always. Coaches have aligned the bench once again. Coach Volkman must be very pleased with his team's performance so far. UNC preparing to come out of the tunnel. Fans enjoying this game as well. Very good attendance so far. Looks like similar to what we saw at the last backyard brawls. Heading into tonight, the overflow has gone all the way to section 127, starting at 116. And in this lesson, quick math with Zach, 127 minus 16, about 11 full sections.
It's a very impressive showing.
My math skills or the crowd?
Both, honestly.
Oh, thank you very much.
The crowd has absolutely showed out here tonight. UNC fans, I think even more of them have started showing up as time has gone on. A lot more blue in the overfill, but again, you hear the Ice Pack fans letting their distaste for this team show right here.
The Ice Pack now comes on. Joey Hall continues to stay in the net. Once again, Coach Gazzillo is not a fan of goaltending changes early on. It's going to be an exciting one. Teams come back on. That first line of UNC was absolutely dominant. Yes. Ricky Chen had a goal in that one. As well, Jennifer, alongside Mason Reagan, had big numbers in that period. Of course, Ricky Chen was assisted on that play by Jordan on that particular play as well. A lot of goals, of course, have been coming in from the side, which is one of the issues that Logan and we talked about a little bit earlier before the game concerning how NC State needs to level out their defense. Yeah. In terms of rushing in on the sides, what does State need to do to level off that opposition on the offense?
They just need to take their time. They need to rush in still, but maybe be a little bit more prepared and perhaps come in on both sides instead of just rushing one side, hoping for the more aggressive play.
Preparation, of course, is important for most of these guys. They absolutely love to just chill out before the games. They like to play some soccer, everything like that. Preparation is key. Sam Benishevitz was taking his celebratory time standing in front of the locker room entrance. Of course, being able to tape up his stick, everything like that. Yeah. Preparation and ritual is key.
These players, they all have their different rituals, everything that helps them feel like they're doing better. Whether or not it actually works, it definitely has an impact in their mind, and that's really what's important there.
20 minutes on the clock. Our scoreboard is back. We want to thank you for bearing with us as those technical issues got solved. Huge shout out to Canes Vision as well for helping us out here at PackTV. Shout out to also all the other teams in attendance today. 5-on-5 action. John Beeson, Andrew Jordan, and Ricky Chen against Nikita Anastradov, Sam Banishevitz, and Laith Jadala. Nikita Anastradov brushes through the neutral zone to start off this period. Ricky Chen sent it flying all the way over to John Beeson. Beeson was lost on that play. Now throttled through. Mazikowski with the strong poke check.
Tar Heels' defense has continued its strong showing so far. They've done a wonderful job of just getting the puck away from a very aggressive ice pack here, hoping to carry its momentum from the Richmond game going. Not as such here so far.
Beeson sent that one flying over to Jordan. Jordan couldn't keep control of that. Joey Hall now passes it slowly up to Cam Mazikowski. Mazikowski with a quick flutter pass up to Anastradov. Anastradov to Jadala with a shot just wide. Early going once again. The first 8 minutes of last period were nothing but goal scoring. But the biggest thing to notice as well, the Pack are in control of this period thus far. There's Eric Mura, lost it in the middle of his wickets. Sent flying all the way over back in their own end. There's Ellis Rushford. Rushford versus Cesarek. Cesarek now rushing in with great speed. Cesarek couldn't get the shot off. Now pass out in front to the doorstep and just wide. There's Riley Johnson. Riley Johnson trying to find some options there in the corner. There's Cesarek. Cesarek now waiting his turn. Cesarek now loses that corner battle, and now rushing in. There goes UNC, now on the break with a quick backhand. Huge save by Joey Hall. As always, reliable when need be. I believe that was Weiland with the initial shot.
And again, great job by Joey Hall. Wonderful job just using his body positioning there, again, outside of the crease. But when he's up in the player's face, there's not much they can really do.
On the breakaway, hooked down by Mura. That's going to be a call. Will that be a penalty shot? And not. It will be a hooking call. 2 minutes for Eric Mura. Pack have not done very well on the special teams thus far.
No, they're losing out on most of the battles. Face-offs have been somewhat even for the most part, but again, going on another penalty kill here. Don't want to give Chapel Hill too much of an edge in that regard.
State's penalty kill has been, for the most part, mildly ineffective. They look to improve it in this period as they send Tyler Alfonzetti, Davis Hudson, Trevor Merchant, and I believe that's Devin Halko in that unit as well. Merchant with the good clear to begin with. A lot of these players were excited before this game for sure. Trevor Merchant was hyped for sure, wants to continue his 2-game goal streak. Now rushing through the middle, a little bit of a push. Handling it well, there's Jennifer with a huge cross check by Halko. Clearly a penalty. Jennifer hanging on down low. Devin Halko skates over to the penalty box without question. Says some choice words that, once again, we are not allowed to repeat on this broadcast.
Absolutely rough goings here so far.
A cross-checking call, waiting to see how long that penalty may be. That wasn't a direct hit into the boards, but that was still a dangerous play nonetheless there, Logan.
No, and you hate to see plays like that. You don't want to see any of these players in danger. Want everybody to be able to play the best hockey that they can.
State now in a 5-on-3. Sends out Eric Todd alongside Ellis Rushford and Cam Mazikowski on defense. Now the puck is handled by UNC. There's Jones. Jones decides to find a man in the corner. That was Jordan rather. Jordan up to the point. Jordan now still has it, trying to find it through the wickets. Now sent behind the net. There's Chen and Beeson on that line. There's Beeson. Beeson over to Jones. Jones at the faceoff circle with a quick shot off the crossbar.
Now this is going to be difficult here for the Ice Pack. Again, struggling on that penalty kill, but now they're down 2 players.
Megan over to Beeson with a quick shot off the body of his own man. Back out in front. Joey Hall, larceny. Unbelievable save by Joey Hall, coming in clutch after a rocky first period.
Rocky first period. Something Joey Hall has definitely done so far this season, though. In every game, he seems to settle down the longer the game goes on. One of the reasons why Coach Gazzillo probably has as much faith in him as he does, not subbing him out.
Relentless defense was a note that we made before this game here, Logan, and the defense is not giving Joey Hall a lot of help thus far. especially considering the fact that this is the strongest ACCHL defense depth core really out there right now. UNC hangs on to it with a quick shot back into the meshing. But going back to defensive effort, you would think with the best core, you would expect a little bit more.
Yes. Well, they've done a fantastic job here so far in the season up to this point. But you really would hope for more so far in this game. They've only allowed 12 points going into this game. They've already allowed a quarter of the points through the first 8 games here in this singular one against Chapel Hill.
Now at the hash marks, back up to the point, there's Jennifer. Jennifer with Kramer swirling, finds Kramer. Kramer with the tip out in front, great defense there by Ian O'Rourke, and the puck is cleared out by Tyler Alfonzetti. Dangerous once again, 5-on-3 for UNC. Now they're leading a quick forecheck right there.
When you see the Ice Pack not even trying anything offensive here, really just need to shore up their defense. -2 people here.
There's Bogdash. Bogdash to the point. 1 penalty ends. There's Mira. Mira now comes in with the stick lift. Puck chipped out in front. Joey Hall can't find it. Pushed in. There we go, and the fighting begins. Eric Mira with the first hit. Another hit as well. Now cluttered up in the corner. Logan, we don't have the credentials to announce boxing, so I think we need to let the play speak for itself.
Absolutely. Physical play, again, rivalry games like this often boil over. These players do not like each other. Mura just came flying out of the gates there. It looks like O'Rourke might have shoved one of the players in, and a hard hit there.
Joey Hall, of course, with the Richard is now sent off, but Joey Hall, of course, with the celebratory GTHC on his stick, which says "Go to heck, Carolina." We cannot say the other one on this one. Wolfpack chants are prominent. Now awaiting the annual penalty talks with coaches and captains, 4-on-4 action. We're going to see who gets penalties here. We would imagine O'Rourke is going to head off, but it seems like he's on the bench. In terms of penalties, Joey Hall was shoved in. Yes. Sam Banashevitz trying to figure out what's going on with Megan. Sam Banashevitz heads back to the bench to report.
Looks like it's going to be a 5-minute penalty for whoever was sent off for the Wolfpack, signaling that to his coaches on the bench.
A 5-on-4 now for the Pack and Stews. They were already almost back to even strength, but now they're still going to stay on the penalty kill for a considerable amount of time. With the draw, there's Jordan taking the draw against Trevor Merchant. Trevor Merchant, who has had 2 goals in the past several games. 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points on the year in 8 games played. Now some quick back passing.
Also, NC State Wolfpack penalty for Eric Mura, 2 minutes each for roughing.
There's the penalties. Back on in front. Joey Hall with a huge save, and he hangs on. Puck is loose, and we got another fight, ladies and gentlemen. Hats and whatever is going everywhere. Couldn't think of the words. Gloves are dropping. Crowd is riled up. This is a true backyard brawl, Logan.
Absolutely. Emphasis on brawl. A lot of fighting. These two teams don't like each other. But this is absolutely incredible. I don't think you ever expect to see something like this when you come to a hockey game. But deep down, I think a lot of these fans were hoping for something like this.
We partially have a script for the way this game goes in terms of goals and trying to figure out what's going to happen each period. But these fights are never scripted. They're always unscripted, always fun to kind of watch and let them ensue a little bit.
Yes. Mazikowski defending his goalie's honor right there. Tar Heel went a little bit hard after Hall had already recovered the puck.
Another sequence of penalties once again. Now heading off for the UNC Tar Heels is John Beeson. Looks like he'll be the only one going off here. Sam Benishevitz, Ryan Kinney head back to the bench. 4-on-2 action.
A lot of empty space out there on the ice.
It's almost like there was just a fight. Sam Banishevitz, Cam Mazikowski now on as Trevor Merchant circles, awaits word from assistant coach Tim Healy on what exactly the game plan is. Nikita Anastradov now waiting for it.
Hard to keep track of all these penalty kills and power plays with so many players coming on and off. it looks like they're still trying to figure out what's going on here exactly.
Sam Benishevitz always seems to know exactly what's going on, always talking to the refs in considerable fashion.
A veteran leader in every facet for this Ice Pack team. He lets it show through his play, as well as letting it show through just general leadership. It's hard to describe exactly everything that he does for this team. Can't be boiled down into just words, but he means quite a lot to this team.
15:44 left to go here in the second period. NC State down by 1. UNC up by 1. Goals by UNC scored tonight by Mason Reagan, Ricky Chen, and Clark Janifer. Big players tonight for UNC thus far.
We have another face-off here coming after that. Rough. We're not even 5 minutes in here yet, but we've had 2 very big fights.
That rough rousing there, Logan. There's Nikita Anastradov, Sam Benishevitz. Interesting choice there by Coach Gazzillo to send out 3 forwards, 1 defenseman. Typically, you would think it would be 2 forwards, 2 defensemen. But Anastradov and Benishevitz and Jadala huddle up around the face-off dot waiting for the next movement.
Looks like they'll actually be even here.
Banishevitz went to Anastradov, who lost that draw. There's Anastradov now waiting for it. Jadala now behind the cage. Player comes out. There's Devin Halko. Now it looks like a power play for NC State will ensue. Cam Mazakowski. That's his puck for him to lose. Not another fight will ensue. Looks like play is halted again on a hand pass. I thought there was another penalty there.
Believed it was a penalty because it looked like Reagan actually got a little handsy there and slapped Mazakowski in the face there. But looks like they'll just call it a hand pass instead.
Even though these players do wear full cages, Logan, unlike football, there is no face mask penalty.
No.
So we're waiting to see exactly how many penalties happen in this game. It's always exciting to take count. Of course, keeping up with those college hockey fantasy stats, Sam Benishevitz rushing through the neutral zone. Benishevitz with Mazakowski lurking back at the point, along with Anastradov trailing closely behind. Benishevitz with the drop pass. Anastradov bodied down out in front by Kramer, and the puck is cleared back out. Soaring back out, Joey Hall with the strong defensive play to keep that puck in motion. And there's Rushford with great speed. Rusher with a shot just wide, with the rebound, and it went just wide. Alice Rushford still waiting for something to happen. Cam Mazakowski shoots that puck just wide. Sam Benishevitz with a shot out from the point, and a huge save by Chris Picolio. 14:36 left to go here. The Pack's power play, they're generating shots, but they're not that creative there, Logan.
No. Again, they need to work on this power play. Nothing doing so far. Plenty of shots coming from both teams. But you have to find a way to get these goals to go through, which neither team has been able to do here in the second period. All the goals coming early in the first one.
Off that draw win, looks like Brandon Seppi lost that one. Back around the boards. Currently, the Ice Pack have a power play unit of Ryan Kinney, Alex Robinson, and Riley Johnson. Ian O'Rourke and Davis Hudson back on the blue line. Joey Hall still in the case, tripped up. Skate almost went on Ian O'Rourke's back. There's Jones. UNC with a very aggressive penalty kill thus far. Davis Hudson surveying his options. UNC looks like they're playing a 1-1-2 with defensive forecheck. Again intercepted. There's Reagan. Mason Reagan loses that one, and there's Ian O'Rourke. O'Rourke still lost that one, and there's Ricky Chen. Ricky Chen had the opportunity to make something happen, but lost it, and there's Robinson. Robinson quickly threw another power move to the middle. Robinson can't get the shot up. There's Johnson, and he scores! Rock me mama like a wagon reel. Riley Johnson ties this thing up at 3.
Absolutely incredible play there. He was just ready and waiting for the pass back to him, and he converted on an absolutely fantastic opportunity, tying this game up at 3 for the Ice Pack.
Riley Johnson now has 12 goals on the year, tied for the team lead with Sam Benishevitz. As much as a beauty as that Riley Johnson goal was, what about the setup play from Alex Robinson?
Robinson just did a fantastic job. Kind of similar to a floor general in basketball, just did an absolutely fantastic job on the pass. Almost lost track of it with how well he was just moving it around, passing it behind the back to finally find Johnson.
Now back around the boards on a wheel breakout. That was UNC. Riley Johnson with his 12th of the year on the power play. First of the night for NC State. There's Vedetta. Vedetta with his first in his career coming from the Richmond game, and that puck just went wide. Now back up to the point. There's Hago with a quick shot. Bacolio now looking weak in net. There's Seppi. Seppi now up to Costigan. Now behind the cage, there's Eric Todd. Eric Todd back out, and there's Matt Costigan in the slot. Hago with a bullet, and it just hit somebody in the middle. And now rush back up, there goes Chris Kramer. Chris Kramer still looking for it, and Costigan will not pick that up. Drop pass failed.
Both teams with their sloppy play here, kind of defining the offenses here in the second period. Ice Pack managing to get something to go. Looks like the momentum has definitely shifted back in their favor here so far after following those two fights.
Smart line change there for the Pack, getting on all 5 players before UNC entered the neutral zone. There's Ricky Chen. Ricky Chen flying up the side, has a goal today. So far, UNC has been looking like the worst team in this period. NC State has taken full control. Puck does not go out of play. Cam Mazakowski still hangs on with a good drop pass to himself. The oohs and ahs from the crowd are apparent. Now hanging on at the point. Beeson with a shot. Joey Hall cherry picking.
Again, one of the things he does so well, cherry picking with that glove. He can catch just about anything seemingly out of the air that comes in front of that net. I feel like the Tar Heels are often checking him, shooting it from very far out, including one shot that was even from their own side of the ice.
Pretty obvious to see so far that UNC has slipped back a little bit in terms of effort being put into this game. Reagan, looks like Reagan, Dumont, and Kumarov are on that top unit now for UNC. Alfonsetti takes it with Merchant springing forward. Nothing coming out of that play as Ryan Kinney now hangs on to it. Tyler Alfonsetti tried to make it out to the middle, still lost it. There's Ryan Kinney. Ryan Kinney on the year so far, playing quite well. 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points in 6 games played. A large majority of Ice Pack players have had a point per game pace so far this year. Prolific scoring was one of the key attributes that we talked about the Pack earlier in the broadcast. And there's Mazakowski once again.
Now, in physical play here has had a huge impact. You see these players.
There's Trevor Merchant. Trevor Merchant back in the slot. Alfonsetti tried to get a shot off, just lost it. There's Benishevitz with a tap down with a shot. Breaks off the stick of Bacolio. Now hanging on to a player stick. Looks like the offense is not playing goalie and vice versa. Would have been funnier if we saw a player pick up the goalie stick there. But now hanging on to just a regular stick, still unable to pick it up. Mazakowski over to Rusher with a shot just over the net. There's Merchant. Merchant now trailing, looking for a man. Banishevitz will now try to spear that along. There's Ellis Rushford surveying his option with a bullet from the point. Just wide. Sam Banishevitz gets tangled up there. Puck goes out of play. Cam Mazakowski comes back in with a quick shot off the bar. Bar down, but didn't go in. Laith Jadala. Jadala now behind the net, trying to make something happen. Physical tonight, 9 goals, 5 assists on the season for him.
Physical play out of both teams. Coming out of those 2 fights, you know you expect to see a lot more physical play, but you don't expect to see a lot of these hits.
Ellis, I'll kill you, Rushford. What an amazing hit there. And there's Sam Banishevitz with speed. Looks like something is going to happen. Banishevitz makes his way in and is handled well by the UNC defense. There's Anastrada with a shot just wide. Ian O'Rourke still hanging on to it. Ice Pack have 5 fresh legs out. There's Jadala. Jadala with a shot blocked out in front. There's O'Rourke. O'Rourke sends it back in. Jones, Kramer, and Megan now on the ice for the UNC Ice Heels with a shot. That will look like it was going to go in there for a second.
Just barely missing. Great job by Bacolio.
Banishevitz out on the doorstep, still missed that play. Eric Mura bodies a man down. It looks like, not exactly sure what that call was, I'm going to be quite honest with you. No penalties on that play. Seems like they just wanted to get a line change off and they wanted to stop play for that purpose.
Yeah. Ice Pack on the aggressiveness there. Trying to get something to go with this offense, but they just couldn't find it. They got several great shots, but Bacolia stopped a couple and then just a few ricocheted off the crossbar. And really, that just comes down to chance right there.
A great zone entry by Cam Mazikowski ends in a shot that hits the crossbar, the goaltender's best friend. Game still tied up at 3, almost went 4-3. Puck flitters out of a deflection through the slot through that rush hour at I-40 traffic, as most North Carolinians know very well. There's Alex Robinson. Robinson through the cage. There's Sarek. Sarek back out to Mura now with a wrister from the point. Defended out well, back out in front. That was Weiland. Now behind the cage, there's Chen. Chen now throttled to the ground. Eric Mura really bodies him down. Eric Mura, of course, a transfer from UNC Charlotte, 5 assists on the year, looking for his first goal. Great play out in front by Beeson. Little bit of a slip up from Mura, almost trips down. There's Beeson with a shot. Joey Hall makes no mistake on that one. 8:48 left to go here in the second period. Things knotted up at 3.
Things escalated here early in the second period, but the aggressiveness and physicality has really continued into this later into this second period. There's not really much to say. These teams just straight up do not like each other, and it shows through their play here, taking every opportunity they can. I think I've seen more big hits out of the Ice Pack tonight than I've seen all season.
Well, when you have a crowd this big, it's pretty self-apparent they want to give their fans a good showing, and deservedly so.
Absolutely.
We're going to say the number is 4,000. Could give or take about 500. But this is about how the crowd looked last game when it reached about 3,500, so we're going to say that. Puck now chipped to the boards, lost out in front. A great rush was led by Davis Hudson going on the offense. Davis Hudson having a decent season thus far. Play is stopped.
Looks as though the puck was just chipped into the Ice Pack's bench there. To the ready and waiting players in the wing. I think I've said it before, but you always expect to encounter the puck on the ice, not really in your own bench. Don't think they were quite ready for that one there.
Davis Hudson, a left shot defenseman, 6'1", hailing from High Point, North Carolina. Favorite NHL team, the Tampa Bay Lightning. An early favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year in the NHL. Vedetta, he scores! Alex Vedetta rocks the house with his second of his career. 4-3, NC State takes the lead.
His second goal couldn't have come at a better time. Just an absolutely fantastic job. You see it in the replay there. From the back of his stick, just ricochets it in. Not much Bacolia. I don't think Bacolia was ready for that one at all.
Winning faceoffs was a huge deal. Matt Costigan gets an assist on that play. And not to take anything away from Vedetta, but that goal wouldn't have happened without that faceoff win from Costigan. Short-handed. Never mind, that was Rusher coming on. I thought a little bit too fast. There's Trevor Merchant. Merchant now working through.
No, and we can't talk enough about it. The chemistry that this team has and the fact that they trust all of their lines. And even a player like Vedetta can come in and just make such an impact these past 2 games. Something that they have that UNC really hasn't shown.
Now hanging on behind the cage, Ryan Kinney lost that puck. Matt Costigan has not contributed too much this year. It's good to see him back on the score sheet. 1 assist in this game so far. Alex Vedetta really proving why he deserves a permanent spot on this team. Alfonsetti with a shot back out in the slot. Still missed it. Trevor Merchant now back in the corner. Alfonsetti sends it back to Ellis Rushford. Ellis Rushford with a wrister just wide. Ellis Rushford still looking for his 3rd goal of the year. Again at a point per game pace so far. Cam Mazikowski now will collect that puck back in the neutral zone as things are set back up once again.
And when you see the Ice Pack trying to push the aggressiveness right here.
Alfonsetti to the front. Merchant tried to get that shot off. Looks like he just missed that one. Now rushing it back up. There goes UNC. That was Reagan handling that. Mazikowski gets in some fisticuffs, and ladies and gentlemen, another fight.
I think we're going to see plenty more of those, especially as things get a little bit heated here in the second period. But I can only imagine what's going to happen here going into the third when things come closer down to the wire.
Ryan Kinney heads off on a cross-checking call. Pack have looked better on the penalty kill so far. Special teams in general looking really good. Oliveira, as you can see on the replay, really started things off with Cam Mazikowski. Cam being physical, of course, one of the team leaders in penalties, and plus one of the only players to have played and scored in both backyard brawls. Has a goal and 2 assists in his 2 backyard brawl games played. Sam Benishevitz, in all 4, has 4 goals and 4 assists. There's Eric Todd. Eric Todd in his 3rd backyard brawl. There's Andrew Jordan. NC State setting up a box penalty kill, rather. Now handled back out. At the top of the slot, there's Jones. Jones now swivelly with his skates. Now back out, Joey Hall. I mean, it is baseball season. Outfield catch.
Absolutely incredible diving catch there. Something you'd see more at home on a baseball or even a football field. Just snatching that right out of the air.
You know, and it may be an interesting point as well. Alim McNeil, one of the defensive tackles for NC State football, is slated to play baseball in the spring. So could we see an NC State hockey and NC State baseball cameo with Joey Hall?
I think it's certainly in the cards after a catch like that. Coaches might be looking for a tryout from him.
Coach Gazilla might not want to give up his starting goaltender, though. There goes Eric Todd. Eric Todd now on a rush facing off against UNC, rushing up on the side. That was Andrew Jordan. Now puck is handled again. It looks like that was John Beeson. Rather, that was Andrew Jordan. And there's Jones. Jones now back in the defensive end. Pack now spreading far apart. Parker Cesarek now heads off for a change as Trevor Merchant comes on. Looks like this is the top penalty kill unit for NC State, as Ryan Kinney hits for 2 minutes for a cross-checking call. Penalty about halfway over. 5:36 left to go here. Zach Selwaye, Logan Ward here for PackTV as always. Pack have a little bit of an interesting road ahead, taking a little bit of a break in this next upcoming week before they face off against Charlotte at the Raleigh Iceplex. 8:45 puck drop. We'll be there for that one as well. The Pack will then head off on a 2-game road trip the weekend following to the University of Delaware and Georgetown. Back-to-back games. If I'm not mistaken, they'll be facing off against Georgetown at 7:30 in the morning.
Yes.
That'll be an interesting one.
Rough early starts always for these players.
Well,
Spoke with Jadala about how difficult that Navy game was going to be, but they certainly seemed to come out okay in that one. Jadala especially making his presence known on offense.
State has done well in those early morning games in the past 2 seasons where games have started before the ungodly hour of 9 a.m. They are 2-0, winning against Navy in the first game last year in the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. 5-3, shot goes on. Huge save by Bacolia with the rebound. Jadala off the post. Nikita Anastratov back out in front. Too many men on the ice there for UNC. And now we got a fight ensuing. Nikita Anastratov lets loose his Russian blood right there. We're not going to call him Drago just yet.
Certainly not going to take anything from the UNC player there. The ref even rushing in there to get in between them.
Fans are standing up for that one. They're getting tired. They're getting a workout themselves from standing up for all these fights.
Looks like they're going to send both of them off here.
Jumbotron view of Ryan Kinney and Nikita Anastratov. Now back in, oh, and a little bit of an interesting camera glitch right there. Looks like he got us.
Anastratov going back to retrieve his helmet that was lost. Stepping into the penalty box there. Still continuing to have words with each other there.
And the thing is, you can't really tell at the same time if these guys are having fun or they're actually legitimately mad with each other.
Appears like Anastratov is legitimately mad right now. Referee telling him to calm down a little bit. Again, some of these moments, Anastratov firing up the crowd.
Sends a little bit of a howdy doodle to the NC State faithful. Laith Jadala alongside, I believe that's Trevor Merchant. My bad, that's Alex Robinson.
NC State Wolfpack penalty on number 8, Nikki.
Ryan Kinney now comes back on. Now the power play reverses back to NC State.
55 of the second period.
Another penalty-filled game. So don't worry, if your doctor has diagnosed you with something where you need penalties to cure your disease, this game has that. Laith Jajala now through the middle. Beautiful swerving play just wide. Now Davis Hudson.
IcePack having the advantage with these shots taken, just not being able to get many of them to go, although they have pulled ahead here in the second period, scoring 2 with UNC getting none right now.
Carolina sucks chant coming on from the NC State fans. Some of the more vicious in the ACC. I was talking with a UNC fan a while ago. They were wary about going to an NC State football game because of how raucous they can get. Trying to find the right wording there. But nonetheless, it's a very interesting game going on tonight. Chris Bacolia giving up 3 goals tonight so far. Spoke to Coach Volkman before the game. Clark Janifer is a player that's going to be stepping up tonight as well in his master's program, his 3rd year in the ACHA. One of his final seasons in the ACHA as well. Of course, Andrew Jordan is the player right now with a letter on his sweater. But Ricky Chen is another guy that's looking to step up for the team as well. Again, spoke with Coach Volkman. They're ecstatic about this year as Cam Mazikowski now hangs on to it. The power play trying to set up some more creative shots. Now back in the corner, there's Riley Johnson. Robinson. Bacolio's head on a swivel, waiting for the puck. There's Rushford. Rushford out in front, just wide. There's Riley Johnson with good speed. Riley Johnson with a goal tonight. Back out in front. Banashevitz can't get it with the rebound. He scores! Holy Moses, Alex Robinson, what a shot. 5-3 NC State.
Robinson just getting the rebound there off of Banishevitz's shot. The two of them feeding each other wonderfully. And Banishevitz continuing to show why he's this veteran leader of this IcePack squad.
Robinson with a chip play to himself on that play. Backhanded that shot off Bacolio's stick. And then into the net off a backhand. Same place that Riley Johnson scored. You would think he's a little bit rattled. Donning the blue fire pads. Very daunting. Blue flames are, of course, the hottest flames.
Yes.
But Bacolio is definitely not the hottest goalie tonight. As Eric Mira now goes through the middle. Wolfpack chants ensue. Fans definitely are getting what they paid for. Tyler Alfonzetti now behind the cage, now bodied into the boards. That'll be Robinson's 4th of the year. Banishevitz with the 2nd assist of the night. 9th assist of the year. Puts him at 21 points for the entire season. That's just about half of what he had last year, Logan.
No, he's definitely stepped up this year.
Final year in the ACCHL, awarded with ACHA All-Star honors. Will be captaining the ACC team come March, whenever the All-Star game is held. Definitely will be exciting to see NC State being represented there as Ryan Kinney will collect that flying puck. Kinney with a shot blocked out in front by Trevor Merchant. Merchant surveying his options. 2:38 left to go here in the period. Joey Hall looks like he was getting the fans riled up. No, that's Nikita Anastratov still in the box. I guess the motto stands, the more Russian, the more fun. Now rushing through the back, there's Tyler Alfonzetti. Tyler Alfonzetti sends it back to Ian O'Rourke. O'Rourke with a wrister out in front. Looked like that was going to beat Bacolio, but he flashed out the glove right there. Big save from him. Game has been getting stagnant for the most part since those goals. Anastrada finally out of the box, but quickly becoming a fan favorite, and I'm not surprised.
Physical play always riles up the fans, and he's certainly been delivering on that so far here tonight. That hit that he laid down, taking nothing from this Tar Heels team. That's really how you endear yourself to the fans, with your hard physical play and occasionally a fight or two.
Davis Hudson now goes back. Now at the faceoff circle, there's Alex Vedetta. Now 2 goals in his 2-season career so far with the NC State IcePack. was coaching this season as whoa, and Vedetta was bordered in the corner right there. NC State wanted to call, will not get it. Puck goes just by the wickets of Dumas. Dumas wanted to make something happen. No call on that play as Dumas looks like he doesn't have any points this season.
And that comes back to the struggles that UNC has had on offense so far. Certainly not scoring as much as the Ice Pack have here in the early goings of this season. But they've shown that they definitely can turn it on when they need to, but they're going to try to refine that momentum after allowing the Ice Pack.
Big save there by Joey Hall. With the rebound back out in front, Joey Hall again with a huge save. And Eric Todd now, fourth line winger for this team. Now back out, there's Todd. At the blue line, held in, there's Beeson with a quick shot, just flitters wide off the boards. Ricky Chen back out, sends that rampant pass back out to no one. Bacolia will play that. Pack will not change lines. Vedetta, Costigan, and Todd still out. There's Costigan. Costigan sent wide. Eric Todd now will try to forecheck that play. Halko with a bomb just wide of Bacolio. There's Eric Todd with a quick wrister. Weiland blocked that. Weiland having a decent season thus far. Hasn't recorded any points so far, but it's definitely looking like he could be on the rise, providing solid defense for UNC. Devin Halko having a quiet season as well. Back out into the neutral zone, waiting to get onside. There's Adamson. Adamson, a player to watch with a quick bomb. Good blocker save by Joey Hall. Clark Jennifer, again, as we were talking about the master students, back out, and Estrada bodied in the corner. Jadala missed that breakout pass. And there's Jones now to handle that play.
A lot of chirping going on between these players. Even though no fights are likely to break out in the final seconds here, you can never discount it. So it looks like the Ice Pack are just content to let this one drain out here in the second period.
Running out the clock is going to be UNC here. 3 unanswered goals was the story of the second period for the Ice Pack. Period comes to a close right there. Just about a second left. Jadala flies one in, but that's it. 5-3 now, State leads. Tim Healy will be giving his opinions very soon on this play. In general, Logan, this game has been up and down and left and right and side to side. I can't even explain.
I believe you're describing some of the punches that have been thrown so far in this one. Coming from all over, you hear the fans voicing their displeasure with the Tar Heels. But really, we've seen a lot of physicality and a lot of roughness out of these two teams.
At the end of this very raucous second period, reminds me of a lot of the Rock'em Sock'em Robot games that we used to have back in the day. Obviously, not back in my day. I'm a little bit too young for that game.
Pretty good comparison regardless, though.
As always, 5-3 NC State over UNC. We're going to take a quick break here, come back with some intermission fodder. Assistant Coach Tim Healy will be joining us momentarily right here on PackTV.
Welcome back to PackTV. I'm Logan Ward, here with Assistant Coach Tim Healy. Coach, quite a turnaround from the first and second periods. What really sparked that?
Well, we don't like to start fast in this building. We know that between the GW game and Carolina last year. I think it really got going on some special teams. That 5-on-3 kill really turned the momentum for us. And I think the fact that we can roll 4 lines. If you think about the Vedetta goal, that came from our 4th line. So the fact that we can roll 4, it keeps our legs a little bit fresher. I mean, they're playing 4, but I don't think, line for line, I think our 4th is able to really impact the game. So we're impacting lines 1 through 4, and I think that's a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. Again, impacting, having a huge deal. A lot of fans here excited for what's been going on so far. What does a turnout like this mean for your team?
Well, it means a lot for NC State hockey. It means a lot for hockey in a triangle. The university is generous with their support through club sports, but that barely makes it, it's expensive to run a hockey program. So nights like this, it's a $5 donations. It really goes a long way to helping this Wolfpack program.
And again, very physical play, exciting this very large crowd. What sort of impact does that have on your team, and how do you keep them steady?
Well, it's a double-edged sword. The physicality gets people excited on the bench, but if it goes too far, a way to let them back in the game is if we give them power plays. And so, we're right on that razor's edge where if we control it, we're going to carry that through to a victory. If it gets the other end, that lets them back into the game.
Absolutely. So what can we expect going forward into this third period? Got a 2-point lead. What can you see?
We're going to see a lot of goals from us. That's what I'm expecting. All
right. Thank you very much, Coach. We'll be right back after this.
Mazakowski throws down Rice. Another hit. And again, it looks like...
Because look at all that silk that he has right now. Unbelievable stick handling. And he scored.
Kenny took that one.
There goes Sargent on the breakaway. Sargent, huge pad save by Joey Hall.
Jimenez gets it to Banashevitz. Here he comes, and he jukes and he scores. Sam Banashevitz finally gets one.
Big tilt now for the NC State Ice Pack. 4 unanswered goals in total, 3 unanswered in that second period. We want to welcome you back here to the Backyard Brawl. Zach Salwaya and Logan Ward here beside you once again. Logan, that was a bit of a raucous period, a lot more fighting, everything happened in that one. So quick things to catch up on. Alex Vedetta scores his second of his career. 2 goals in 2 games. Beautiful face-off win by Matt Costigan. One of the better all-around Ice Pack players that we've seen this season so far.
Yes, he's been absolutely fantastic in all facets for this Ice Pack team. He does a wonderful job at everything, as I just said. But on offense, defense, whatever you need him to fill in and do. And he's even done a great job in special teams, winning that face-off. Costigan really is just the glue that holds this team together.
Joey Hall as well looked a little bit sharper in that period over Chris Piccoli. Chris Piccoli giving up now 5 goals so far in tonight's game. Joey Hall 3. But as we said before a lot last season, the goaltenders that give up goals in this league, it doesn't really matter about how many goals you give up. It's a high-scoring league to begin with. So when you have 2 goaltenders that keeping it this close, what does that really say about the goaltending depth here in the ACCHL?
It really says a lot about the goalies you'll find here. All of them can play, and there's a reason that they're in this conference. They've done a wonderful job, and they've earned the right to be here. But the fact that these coaches all trust each and every one of them, and that most of them can play at a high level, it really shows just how deep this league goes.
Sam Banashevitz now a goal and 2 assists on the night, tallies on to his overall stats for Backyard Brawl. Several points now, I believe 8, counting all the way up in all 4 Backyard Brawls. Combined down, that's basically 2 points per Backyard Brawl. Unbelievable production by Sam Banashevitz. I talked a little bit about this earlier with Canes and Coffee, but where does this team go after Sam Banashevitz?
Really, I'm excited to see. I think Riley Johnson is the heir apparent, being the second leading goal scorer. Sorry, trying to find a way to put that.
Almost said second coming right there, didn't you?
Yes, the second coming of Banashevitz. But he's just done a fantastic job, and I think he'll be able to fill in for most of production. But they have to find somebody to fill in for their secondary shoes that Johnson will leave empty.
Sam Banashevitz, Riley Johnson, and Laith Jadala leading the way. Jadala 9 goals, 5 assists, 14 points in the year. Physical once again, but we can't go talking about this period without talking about the big guy, the one that's out there, stands 6'4", ACCHL Rookie of the Year last year, Cam Mazakowski. Cam got a little bit chirpy in that period, but in general, one of the more physical guys for the Ice Pack. Hasn't been productive tonight in terms of the score sheet, but has he been productive a little bit off the score sheet?
I think that he's definitely had an impact, and he's left an impact in some of the UNC players, but he really just gets in their head. His defense has been on point so far, and he's really controlled what they've been able to do on offense. He stepped it up. He and both Rushford did a great job in that second period, allowing Hall to play his game. A little bit more of an aggressive goalkeeper, but it's paid off for them in the second period.
Talking a little bit now about UNC, Ricky Chen got that first goal for the UNC Ice Heels, but the big story was he kind of disappeared in that second period alongside John Beeson and as well some of the other line mates, Mason Reagan, all of those guys. What was going on with UNC? Why did they disappear?
I think a lot of them got lost in the fighting, honestly. A lot of these players, they don't want any part of that. Beeson going off for a little bit of an incident with Enistradov, but those two still have had an impact, but I believe that the Ice Pack defense kind of figured out their game, so they disappeared a little bit into the background.
Halfway through this game now, the big thing to remember is this game doesn't count towards points in the Carolina East standings. This is basically an exhibition backyard brawl. There's going to be several more of these this year. The 2 games that will count for points. We just learned about this today. The next backyard brawl in November will count for points, along with the game in January. A lot to look forward to. What do the coaches take away from this game so far in terms of lineups?
I really think that they can take away that they can still trust about everybody that's been on the ice so far today. I think UNC comes away with a little bit more confidence in what they have so far, although they definitely want to come away with a win. But the Ice Pack can have confidence that everybody that's doing the right thing out there, there are very few lapses out there, and really they just need to take away the momentum that they've continued to move throughout this season as they go to 9-0.
Nikita Anastratov, of course, having a big period, riling up the crowd, has a goal tonight. What do we look to see from him going into the third period?
Just more of that physical play. Really, that big-bodied Russian center that we always talk about. He's just so important to this team, and he riled up the crowd quite a bit while he was in the penalty box. That's how you become a fan favorite, and I expect to see a lot more from him going forward.
A lot more from him and a lot more from the rest of the Ice Pack. We're going to take a quick break and come right back with Puck Drop right here on PackTV.
It's a circular rubber disc baked at very high temperatures called vulcanized rubber.
Yes.
And hockey players, their general strategy, use their sticks, try to score on the goal.
An excellent rundown on the basics of hockey.
And the basics of hockey have been executed by State. They're winning 5-3.
Most certainly. Second period, definitely a comeback for them. Being down, going into that period, 3-2. Scoring 4 unanswered goals so far. Let's see if the Tar Heels can answer back at all, or if the Ice Pack will just continue to run rampant.
The biggest thing as well is in the second period they had 3 unanswered goals, but overall 4 unanswered goals now to come back to this game, winning 5-3.
Yeah.
Awaiting the teams to re-enter the ice. Quick things to take care of, just some housekeeping, everything like that. Power plays, penalty kills, stronger in that period. The Ice Pack finally are capitalizing on their opportunities versus the previous games in which they couldn't.
Yeah.
Wilmington was, of course, their most complete game of the year. Tonight, in terms of effort, Logan, how do you think State is doing compared to Friday night?
I think that their effort has still been very good throughout. Even in that first period, although they struggled, their effort was still there. But they definitely figured out how to translate that effort into goals in the second period. Scoring 3 unanswered, letting up nothing. Joey Hall, again, proving that he just gets better as the game goes on. Took him a little bit to settle down, but you see why Coach Gazzillo left him in.
Good choice as well. Joey Hall in the past definitely has looked rattled early in these games, but has come together towards the end after the nerves settled down. I know Joey personally, we talk a lot, and the biggest thing I know about Joey is that he's excited about these games. He's excited to just get going, and in the process of, you know, making tons of promotional videos for PackTV, he was always excited to see the finished product. He loves the Ice Pack, he loves hockey in general, and I can't hear myself think over the booze over UNC. And here come the Pack, ladies and gentlemen. 20 minutes now on the clock for the beginning of the third period. 5-3 State leads.
Classes the next morning, you start to see a little bit of the fans starting to head out as the night gets later, but still quite a lot of fans out there.
Well, Logan, it's time for some real brutal honesty. At this point in the semester, most people are really only going for attendance.
That's true.
That's it. That's the truth. With 20 minutes left to go into the third period, I hope I don't discourage any future college kids. Go to class, please. It's actually very helpful. I'm just a bad example.
Academic record aside,
Tyler Alfonsetti now on the screen. Speaking of academic records,
one of the examples you should strive for.
This is the examples of the hockey gods now coming into play here, Logan. I think it's a lesson. They're telling the announcers to go to class.
Both teams warming up here, taking their preliminary skates around. Joey Hall looking to finish strong in this third period to finish this game out.
Joey Hall's mask is something that is very intricate, something that I got to see up close just a few short weeks ago. Has a lot of symbolism on it. The bricks for NC State, the NC State head, and his own personal touch.
Yes.
Rick and Morty. A very popular show that goes on Cartoon Network or Hulu or wherever it's watched. I don't have time to watch those shows because I go to class. Absolutely, I go to class.
No, but
Mom, if you're listening, I go to class, I promise.
Definitely one of the more personalized helmets you see. A lot of opposing teams that I've seen of the Ice Pack so far this season their goalies haven't even personalized their helmets at all, as it appears that McColia doesn't even have anything on his helmet.
Well, it's been hockey folklore for the longest time that they like to decorate their masks because they think it'll distract the shooter just a little bit.
Yes.
It doesn't happen that much, as you see in this game. 5-3 lead for NC State proves that Bacolio really needs to improve his mask design. I think is a lesson we can all take away from this game here. As Jadala loses that battle, and Banashevitz and Stratov now are on the back check. State has 4 players back as Joey Hall makes the quick save.
NHL update from Detroit. Carolina Hurricanes 2, Detroit Red Wings.
Puck is now handed out. There's the NHL announcement. I recently just had a tweet on Twitter asking me not to give any spoilers of the game. I won't, but let's just say the Hurricanes are doing quite well. Shout out to all of the fans following on Twitter through IcePack Game Day and, of course, IcePack Game Day. Extremely helpful in all aspects of reporting NC State hockey. And there's Sam Banashevitz on a partial breakaway drop pass to Lath. Jadala with a shot just around the back. And now there's Andrew Jordan, team captain for UNC, having a decent season thus far. A goal and 3 assists now, including his assist tonight.
Yes.
Mazikowski with a spring pass up to the neutral zone. Lath Jadala now hangs on to it. Jadala around the boards. Jadala with a power move. Huge save by Bacolio. Banashevitz now with a backhand springer all the way to Anastratov. Anastratov using his size to his advantage, leading a very aggressive forecheck. Huge hit! Anastratov absolutely throttled Weiland.
Again, some of that physicality we expected to see coming into this third period.
Now there's Bogdash up to Adamson. One of Coach Volkman's players to watch before this game. Back out in front, Adamson, and he scores! In the slot, 1 goal away for UNC. 5-4 State leads.
Looks like he just caught Hall napping there a little bit. Wasn't quick enough to react as the Tar Heels close this lead. 5-4.
Interesting game going on thus far. 18:35 left to go here in the period. It's been all UNC earlier besides that hit by Nikita Anastratov.
Wolfpack trying to rally around. IcePack fans, apologies, trying to rally around their team.
Ian O'Rourke back out to the middle, tried to find Johnson. Adamson was our player to watch. Looks like that's going to be, if we are not mistaken on these stats, his 5th of the year. UNC team leading. There's Robinson. Robinson on the backhand, tried to get a shot off, blocked out well by Megan. Johnson now swivels back in to try to get that puck with a quality stick lift. And Eric Mira will now chip it back in. Swallowed whole there by Bacolio. And Johnson now finagles it. Johnson lost it, and now it's back out to Mira. The NC State chants now going on. I was trying to listen. Sounded like it was the pep band playing for a second through these headphones.
I believe it is the pep band chanting that, though. Trying to rally this crowd, despite the early goal from the Tar Heels, closing their lead.
17:37 left to go here in the third period. Take warning is the Hurricanes' motto for this season, and it aligns the NC State arena. Definitely tonight, fans should have taken warning about the amount of fights that we will be seeing tonight, in quite all honesty.
I believe it's more of a warning to the players. Take warning. Fists are going to be flying.
There's Hudson. Hudson with a backhand chip now over the Geico sign on the boards. Trevor Merchant now on the aggressive forecheck. There was a banana peel on the ice. He falls. Richard did not trip him up on that play. Hudson lost it. Now Hudson with the fanning on the pass. Now intercepted by Dumas. Dumas rushes in, loses control of that play. Sent back out. Joey Hall deflects that just wide. And there's Ryan Kinney.
Great deflection there by Hall, but Hudson can't have that lapse in focus right there, just allowing the Tar Heels to have a shot that they otherwise would not have had.
Halko with a clap bomb, and that one is sent wide. There's Alfonsetti. Alfonsetti now pressuring a man, really battling hard against Reagan. And that puck is sent flying back out to Devin Halko. The Wolfpack chants are apparent. NC State may be up by 1, but the fans do recognize the energy level going down from their team. They want to make sure it goes back up here, Logan.
Yeah, and again, some of that has to come down to fatigue. Playing Richmond and then turning around so quickly to play a rival in the UNC Tar Heels. Not much you can really do about that, but you have to push through it. And part of that is the fans rejuvenating this team, getting some of this energy back into the stadium, despite how late it's getting.
Off the draw, looks like that is a win right there by Tyler Alfanzetti. Devin Halka behind the net, intercepted by Ricky Chen. So hanging on to it, NC State with the interception. Now it's carried through the zone. There's Alex Vedetta with a goal tonight. 2 now in the past 3 games. Huge prolific scoring from the winger. And there's Matt Costigan. Matt Costigan lost it, and now that's Ricky Chen. Ricky Chen now handles it. There's Jordan. Jordan all the way over, just went by Davis Hudson. Sent wide, intercepted by Vedetta. Another great defensive zone play. And the puck is left now to be settled by Ellis Rushford.
Ice Pack defense seems to be stepping up here early in this third period. After letting pass that first goal in a minute 30. Offense still trying to get itself going. Seems to have lost the momentum that they got. Looks like they will call the offsides here on the Tar Heels.
Tar Heels try to carry that puck in, were unsuccessful in that particular play. 15:41 left to go here in the third period. NC State up by 1. Zach Sawaya here for PackTV alongside Logan Ward as always, bringing you into the Pack. This is NC State's biggest game of the year, attempting to go 9-0 on the very young season. Strong efforts all around from the very young team. A team that was stated by Trevor Merchant, and I quote, feels like they have 4 first lines going. In terms of the ACCHL, it's been an exciting game to watch. And there's Matt Costigan with a drop pass to Tom with a shot. Huge pad save by Bacolio. Incredible save very early in this period. There's Cam Mazakowski. Mazakowski with some silk coming all the way in. Try to get it over to Costigan for the slot shot. Just missed it. Dumas had to get that puck, but Todd intercepted it well. There's Cam Mazakowski. Trips up with the skate. The refs are going to say there was a banana peel on the ice on that play. Mazakowski had nothing to do with that play. There's Banashevitz. Banashevitz couldn't get away from the UNC defense. That was Megan in the corner. There's Jadala. Jadala with speed. Jadala with a shot. Swallowed whole by Bacolio, number 31, laced up in blue and white.
See a little bit of this chippiness returning to both teams. Some harder hits. A little bit of, you hit them, they'll respond in kind. Hard-nosed play by both teams here.
Lines,
couple of tussles here, but all around still great play from both teams. Offenses have been the tale of the match. Some early goals slowed down as the game has gone on.
Lines haven't changed throughout the game thus far, mainly staying the same for good reason. Laith Jadala throttles down what looks to be Mason Reagan, if I'm not mistaken. Eric Mura now tripped up back in the corner. That was Chris Kramer. Or Clark Janifer, one of the players. There's Laith Jadala. Jadala with a shot off the side of the cage. It looked like it went in there. Anastrado now trying to body down a UNC player. Now some fisticuffs in the corner. A corner battle ensues. There's Ian O'Rourke. Ian O'Rourke is now held. O'Rourke couldn't get his shot off. There's Mura. Mura barely hangs it in. O'Rourke now with a shot. He scores! Holy moly, sweet Moses. Ian O'Rourke now puts the Ice Pack up by 2.
Just a great job by the Ice Pack of staying focused. They controlled the rebounds that came off of Bacolio, and they really just managed to convert it into points. See O'Rourke settle it down. Bacolio just wasn't aware of where the puck was. You see,
it's very
Jadala falling down in the middle there.
Very possible Laith Jadala got a stick on that as the puck flipped over Bacolio.
Yes.
Let's take another look at this replay here. Ian O'Rourke took the shot. It looks like that's Laith Jadala's goal.
Looks that way. O'Rourke doing what he does best and really just getting it in front of the net. Has many attempted shots that wind up being goals for his teammates.
Surprisingly enough, that's where Laith Jadala has scored many of his goals this year. Something we've talked about a lot. State throwing the puck at the net, changing up their systems a little bit. Instead of being more patient, they just want to get that puck on the net. There's Riley Johnson. Johnson trying to make a power move. They're giving that goal to Todd, which is interesting. Unassisted. Body down at in front. There was Megan on Sarek. There's Robinson now. Robinson around the corner. Sarek almost had an opportunity there to make something happen. Now Davis Hudson stuck back in the neutral zone. Hudson now with the cross-ice pass, settled back down. Body down! What a hit! And there's Sarek with the shot just off the cage. Almost another one of those events. Sarek with a power move. He shoots, he scores! Parker says, Zarek, dip me in Axel Grease and call me slick. 7-4 NC State.
Sarek did a wonderful job there. Really showing off his speed and some of his puck handling. Just fit it right behind Bacolia. Bacolia tried to crouch down and make himself small, but didn't expect the high shot from Sarek.
Looks like that's Sarek's 5th of the year.
Wondered where he had gone for a portion of this season. Kind of quieted down after the West Virginia games at the beginning of this year. Fastest skater, showing why he is one of the players to watch going forward.
He found himself really back in the Richmond trip. It was a big thing. And there's Alfonsetti. Alfonsetti with a chance to go on a breakaway. 2-on-1 with Trevor Merchant. Sends a cross-ice pass. Merchant! What a save by Bacolio.
Bacolia has not had a bad game. His defense is just giving too many opportunities to the Ice Pack. Have to wonder how frustrated Bacolia is with his team, letting the Ice Pack seemingly shoot at will against these players.
Kenny with a high shot just wide. There's Cam Mazakowski. The music's still playing in a corner battle alongside the boards. Trevor Merchant now heads in on that play. Alice Rushford with a bomb just shot wide. Once again, there's Ryan Kinney back in the corner. Ryan Kinney tries to survey his options. There's Trevor Merchant. Trevor Merchant in the high slot out in front. What a save by Bacolia. Toe drag and he scores! Tyler Alfonsetti rocks the house. 8-4 NC State.
This has been a very quick change here in the third period. Both teams seem to be sleepwalking at the beginning of this one, but they have turned on the Jets here, seemingly scoring at will as they double the Tar Heels score, a result that we did not expect to see in the early goings here.
An incredible power move by Tyler Alfonsetti. I believe he got his own rebound off that shot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it seemed to be so. Bacolia looking a little downtrodden in net back there. Just couldn't recover in time, and his defense wasn't there to fix his mistake.
Off the face-off, UNC won that one. We can look at statistics all we want, face-off wins, corner battles, anything like that, but it's very obvious about one thing. State is winning in the most crucial area, the scoreboard. Alfonsetti now gets a goal. That'll be Alfonsetti's 4th of the year. Ryan Kinney with the initial shot will be getting an assist on that play. And Trevor Merchant will get a point in that play. That'll be his 6th of the year. Trevor Merchant has really picked up the scoring so far.
Yes, kind of a slow start to the year, but he's definitely found himself in this Ice Pack team, carving out his role and letting it be known to the rest of his teammates.
Trevor Merchant, a British Columbia Hockey League native. Shot is held on there by Bacolio.
End of the day, it comes down to what's the score on the scoreboard. But Bacolia has been rather impressive here so far. He's made some good saves. His defense has just let too much happen to him.
Matt Koskin will lose that faceoff. Good win there by Andrew Jordan on the faceoff dot. Vedetta now hanging in alongside the boards. NC State's 4th line will be going against UNC's 1st. Vedetta now with a backhand, a huge save by Bacolio. Vedetta has a goal tonight there.
Just see way too many shots coming at Bacolia. There's not much he can do. At this point, you have to wonder how his confidence is too. Giving up 8 goals is never the result you want to see, especially when your offense has only managed 4.
Now we're trying to figure out what's going to happen next here off this faceoff. Looks like NC State sends out their first line. Nikita Anastratov taking the draw against Andrew Jordan from Rochester, New York. Thrown out of the faceoff circle, now coming in to take it. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be John Beeson. And it is.
Correction number 6, Wolfpack goal. Wolfpack goals, scored by number 23, Leith Jadala.
As we thought, Leith Jadala will be getting the goal.
By number 28, Ian O'Rourke.
A little bit of a mix-up on the ice, but Leith Jadala will be getting his 10th of the year. Eric Mura with his 2nd point of the night. A great play by Ian O'Rourke with the initial shot. Leith Jadala getting in when he crashed in the net, putting his stick in the right place at the right time. There's Ian O'Rourke to Eric Mura. Eric Mura now sends it flying up. There's Nikita Anastratov. Riley Johnson now coming up the side. A duo that we could see next year once Riley Johnson earns his first line promotion. There's Riley Johnson circling the wagons. As we said earlier, reminds us a lot of Artemi Panarin in the NHL. Very silky, very fast, small, and quick. Now the puck is handed back out. Rushing with good speed, there's Chris Kramer. Kramer handled well by Sarek. Now there's Riley Johnson. Riley Johnson back out. Now Sam Banashevitz trying to gain his footing, trying to avoid the banana peel on the ice.
Yeah.
And the puck is now sent back into the UNC end, and the forecheck ensues for NC State. Huge hit by Alex Robinson. No one tonight has had the Gordie Howe hat trick, which for most hockey fans, if you don't know, a goal and an assist in a fight. There's Clark Janifer with great speed. Once again, the master's student, 3rd year in the ACHA. Coach Volkman expects a lot out of him. Robinson with a power move. Robinson to the front, a huge save once again by Bacolio. With 9:55 left to go, 8-4 NC State leads.
Bacolio, again, has made a lot of saves just with his body, whereas Joey Hall has made the majority of his saves with his glove tonight. Really comes down to the offense, and the offense of the Ice Pack has been much stronger, giving Bacolio quite the difficult matchup.
Wide shot of the NC State, PNC Arena rather. Shows the empty side of the arena, but tell you what, the cameras are not showing the fans that are here. As we said, once again, this game could be close to 4,000 fans. Most likely 3,500.
Majority of whom are still here.
Maybe they're taking my bad advice and they're not going to class. Kids, please go to class. There's Tyler Alfonsetti once again with a shot just wide. That was Ryan Kinney who took that one. And there's Seppi. Seppi coming in for Ferrone from the last game. That puck was shot high. Now sent back. Penalty taken. Pointing at Alfonsetti. Interference? Nonetheless, we'll find out in just a second. I wouldn't say a costly penalty here, Logan. I mean, you take one. Sure, it's 9:24 left to go here in the 3rd period, but you're up by 4 goals. Unless they take their foot off the gas, what's the worst that could happen here?
Not too much that can happen. You never want to say that this game is completely over, especially with 9 minutes still to go. A lot of State's goals coming in a very short time span, but you have to wonder just how much the Tar Heels have left in the tank.
There's Eric Todd. Eric Todd off the faceoff win. Eric Todd was originally thought to have a goal tonight, but we were correct in the statement that it was Leith Jadala who got that goal. There's Parker Cesarek. Just chipped wide. Now handled back in the UNC end. Skating is John Beeson. John Beeson on the air, one of the more prolific scorers. Now taken away by Anastratov. Back into the front. Eric Todd! Larceny save by Bacolio! Handling it on with the glove. Call that one an ESPN highlight reel save.
Just a great job by him of using his glove and positioning to make that final save right there. Keep Todd away. Again, the final score may show that he really struggled here tonight, and he did. But he really has had too many shots that have been able to go against him, as you just see the defense get manhandled on that possession. As you saw, the defense got manhandled. I think it's not Bacolio, but it's more of a question of what has defense done for him tonight? The answer is not much. Matt Costigan tried to get it away right there from Kramer. Still lost it. Mazikowski now has it in the corner. We'll send it out for the open clear. Blocked out at the point. Now handling back onto it.
UNC setting things up. Costigan with a shot, just wide. Costigan with the chip play, rather. Taking the shot was Adamson.
Still some chirping happening down here on the ice. Rushford letting his feelings be known. Something he is not afraid to do.
Sam Banishevitz dubbed Ellis Rushford. Ellis, I'll kill ya, Rushford.
Quite a nickname.
Interesting fan chant being led. Here's Bogdash, rips one from the point just wide. Joey Hall out of the crease. Ellis Rushford will get the clear. He won't. There's Adamson. Rushford now try to seed it through. Rusher with some good speed and silk. Rushford now at the top with a shot. Toe save by Bacolio. Vedetta will try to head it in. Vedetta loses it. Vedetta, good chance to make a play happen. Now carried through the neutral zone is Clark Kramer. Kramer now throws it in. Joey Hall just had to pick it up there. Not much he could do on that one.
No, again, Joey Hall very adept at using that glove just to catch anything that comes in front of him. We hear the crowd explode. Looks like they're getting into it with some of the Carolina fans.
I was about to say there was a t-shirt toss, but there's a toss all right of very non-friendly words. They're still getting into it. I mean, if the refs won't call a delay a game on the fans.
Some of the fans getting booed.
Stay focused on the game. The puck goes just wide. Jordan now behind the cage. Jordan is still trying to survey his options. Now back out. Jones back at the top. Not gonna lie, the fans are getting raucous here. Tyler Alfonsetti about to come out of the box. State successfully kills their penalty. Alfonsetti will not rush that puck. We'll leave that for Kinney. Alfonsetti does stay on. Intercepts it at the blue line. Can't go over, or else it'll be an offside. There's Magan. Now handling it is Ricky Chen. Ricky Chen with the goal tonight. UNC has been notably absent since the first period, besides the one goal that they had very early on. In this period, play is stopped.
A lot of the attempts from the Tar Heels at this point just seem kind of heartless. Not a lot of effort being put into it. Joey Hall taking advantage of what could be described as less than a stellar shot. Just hit him right in the chest.
Nikita Anastratov, we're waiting to take the draw. Nikita Anastratov with the goal tonight. Eric Mura will chip that play out. Sam Banishevitz leaves it for Anastratov. A drop play creates a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Anastratov with a shot. And Chris Bacolio is getting into his groove, but a little bit too late.
Yes. Finally, kind of accepting his fate of having to do it alone at this point. Defense, to put it nicely, less than stellar today for the Tar Heels.
Nikita Anastratov will lose that draw. Puck goes back into the UNC end. No one there to pick that puck up off the draw. And rushing it forward. Looks like that is Weiland. Tripped up. Eric Mura will head off. State has been doing better on the penalty kill, though, so it's very difficult to say if there's going to be anything happening.
Here the Wolfpack calls ringing down.
We got a fan
again
in the stands now leading that chant. I don't know if we can get a camera over there, and we do. You see in that far corner, in your bottom left corner as you're watching on your screen, there's the fan MVP of the game, for sure. Would love to hear his thoughts.
Sure he has some. One of the many antagonizing the Carolina fans.
It's been an exciting game. Very raucous indeed is the only word that I can describe it as. Shot wide. Devin Halko now defending that puck at the point. At the hash marks, rather. Sent back to Bogdash. Bogdash looking for some options. Trying to make a spring pass over to Kramer, but missed that shot. Jennifer at the point. Jennifer with a shot out. Can't tell if that was blocked or if that was saved by Joey Hall. And there's Eric Todd. Eric Todd was about to make a drop pass to Sarek, but instead chooses the option to clear it. Behind Bacolio, leading that charge. Once again, there's Jennifer, taken out, there's Todd. Todd with the power move, and he scores! Good golly, Miss Molly, 9-4 NC State.
Eric Todd just did a fantastic job faking out Bacolia. Bacolia's horrid night continues. At what point does it just become a nightmare he can't wake up from? His defense is not helping him at all. You see them just kind of give up, shake their hands in the sky in frustration, but that was a horrible clear attempt, doing Bacolia no favors.
That play was so filthy, Eric Todd had to clean the ice up after him. What a celebration. I don't have any words for that play anymore, Logan. That was, in a nutshell, the way this night has gone.
Yes.
Costly turnovers by UNC have led to state goals that have riled up this crowd, slowly trickling out, getting ready for their 8 a.m.s in the morning. Eric Todd now with his first of the night.
An unassisted shorthanded goal.
Shorthanded goal. NC State special teams have really done the job tonight. Bodied up at the top there by Trevor Merchant. The puck is just shot wide. Tyler Alfonzetti with speed trying to intercept that puck. This game could easily go into double digits for NC State. Devin Halko with a throttling hit.
Bench lets him know they appreciate that.
Everybody's physical here tonight. Trevor Merchant out in front. Joey Hall will make the quick cover-up. The last game, the score was 9-4, was when State faced off against James Madison, a game in which they did win 9-4. Second game of the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. Great production from all players. Jess Stark got the start in that game. He's sitting back up on the bench tonight.
Yes, and they let that one get away from them later in the game there. Tonight being the opposite, though, just pulling away even further late in this one.
Vedetta with speed. There's Vedetta. Huge save by Bacolio. Tried to get in on a rebound play with his backhand. Couldn't quite get it. Play is stopped. Pointing at Richard for a slash. 4-on-4 action. 5:08 left to go in the third. Number 44 for UNC. Laced up in white, blue, and another form of blue. Many blues for UNC. And right now, some of the players might have the blues being down by 5 goals. Alex Robinson, Riley Johnson, Brandon Seppi, Ian O'Rourke.
Going back to the penalties, though.
Puck body down by Seppi, now heading back into the corner. Ian O'Rourke now awaiting his options. Now sent flying ahead, there's Robinson. Robinson now sending it ahead, there's Ian O'Rourke. Ian O'Rourke now will take that puck and decide to clear it in. There's Robinson. Robinson bodied down, that was Weiland. Weiland still pressuring against Robinson. Robinson now at the pass. UNC not able to get rid of their 3-game losing streak. Weren't able to shake it off. State now on the power play have capitalized well tonight on their special teams. Couple power play goals, couple shorthanded goals. And there's Alex Robinson. Robinson will send it over with a shot opportunity. Eric Mura can't find his first of the year. Eric Mura now sent it to the front. Johnson trying to get the tip, couldn't find it. O'Rourke lets that puck go out, can't complete the hustle to keep that in. 4:08 left to go in the third. But there's Robinson, and that play's deemed offside.
Just a little bit too far forward for that one. Speaking of the penalties, though, going back to what we were talking about earlier, there have been an awful lot of penalties here tonight. 14 total on the night. 8 on the Ice Pack and 6 on the Tar Heels.
Whoo-wee mama.
An exciting game to say the least.
Nikita Anastratov will win that draw. There's Cam Mazakowski setting up his play. Looks like a simple wheel breakout for NC State. One of the more common breakouts in hockey. Just basically means all the players are rushing up at once. There's Laith Jadala. Jadala, who has a goal tonight. Over to Sam Banashevitz, who has terrorized UNC tonight. Sam Banashevitz over to Ellis Rushford. Rushford with a shot out in front, just shot wide. Fans, if you're listening in, be sure to tweet at Into the Pack or at the official ZMP. Submit your suggestions for the Wolfpack Outfitters player of the game, because there's been several. Look forward to hearing your results. Sam Banashevitz goes just wide. Sam Banashevitz, Mazakowski with a bomb! Pillow save by Bacolio.
A lot of this comes down to Bacolia's play here tonight. But I think something you said earlier, his defense really just has let him down. End of the night, though. Score's still 9-4, and he's given up 9 goals here so far. Potentially even more if the Ice Pack keeps up this attack.
Quality playlist tonight. Now handled at the point. There's Trevor Merchant. Trevor Merchant with a shot blocked down in front by Megan. Megan this season still looking for his first goal. Has 3 assists on the year. Trevor Merchant in the corner. Can't get it out. There's Rushford. Rushford still waiting on an option. There's Cam Mazakowski. Mazakowski with some silk. Mazakowski, what a joystick move. Out in front, Bacolio.
McCauley just saving it with his shoulder there. Vicious attack from the Ice Pack. Fatigue from Bacolia showing as he's a little slow to get up there.
The fatigue from this game has pretty much disappeared, Logan.
Yes.
Considering the Ice Pack have played 3 games in 4 nights, they're throwing pucks at the net with not much time left to go in the 3rd period. All that's left is just some salt in the wound here. As Tyler Alfonzetti handles that.
They're playing this game like it is a true rivalry, which it is. So they want to rub it in as much as they can, especially with close matches in previous showings against each other.
There's Ryan Kinney. Ryan Kinney leads it for Alfonzetti. Penalty is long gone for the UNC Tar Heels. Davis Hudson, Devin Halko. Now moving it forward with a quick shot just wide. Tyler Alfonzetti now controls it. Tyler Alfonzetti now has a chance. There they go. 2-0 with Merchant. Tyler Alfonzetti can't complete the juke move. Now in a corner battle, looks like in a battle with Bogdash. Another hit. Little confusion up here in the broadcast booth. Even Tyler Alfonzetti's confused. You would think a 4.0 scholar would probably know what's going on. Would love to hear his thoughts. 1:49 left to go here in the 3rd. I think the story of this game, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Nikita Anastratov has just made his presence known throughout this entire game, and including Alex Vedetta. I think Alex Vedetta, all in all, has had an outstanding performance. Having it, UNC takes their timeout. Not really sure why, I'm going to be quite honest with you here, Logan.
With only 1:49. Seems a little like it's too little too late at this point in the game. But going back to what you were saying about those 2 players, they've both been involved heavily in this game. And Estradov, being one of the more visible ones, isn't too surprising because of his stature, but has been hyping up the crowd all night. You see Banishevitz, Joey Hall, 2 of the veterans on this team hyping up the crowd.
Isaiah Banishevitz making sure his fans stay happy. 5th year in the ACCHL, he pretty much knows what's going on around the hockey community, I can guarantee you that. Fans are excited, riled up to be here. Let's go Wolfpack chants. Fill the slowly dissipating PNC crowd. And I wouldn't blame you for staying this late. This has been an exciting game all the way down to the nitty-gritty to the very end. For those of you on PackTV who are watching, the broadcasters here can't do this without your support. Thank you for tuning in and, of course, watching the NC State Ice Pack. Zach Sawaya here for PackTV alongside Logan Ward. For the broadcast of tonight's Backyard Brawl, $1:38 left to go, 9-4 NC State leads. Definitely has been an exciting contest to watch so far. NC State's road ahead does not get any easier, playing reigning ACCHL champions University of Charlotte. University of North Carolina, Charlotte anyway, at the Iceplex, not this Friday, but next Friday, 8:45 puck drop. UNC's schedule, of course, doesn't get any easier as well, playing 22 more games this season. NC State only having 16 more. There's Hudson with a shot just over Bacolio. There's Vedetta once again. Vedetta on our player to watch list anyway. There's Vedetta. Costigan rather. Back out. There's Todd with a shot. Deflected out. That squitters right by Bacolio. Vedetta ensues in a corner battle with Oliveira. Been quiet for most of the night. 1 minute left to go. NC State will go 9-0 on the young season. UNC continues their losing streak to 4 games, but there goes Jones. Jones with a shot over the crossbar of Joey Hall. Adamson now. UNC's second line comes out, but it's too little too late, as we were talking about.
Yeah. Joey Hall definitely got comfortable as the night went on. Have to wonder if there's just something about PNC that gets them riled up.
And they score?
Looks like that is a score in the final 31.5 seconds here for the Tar Heels.
That looked like it hit the post from here, but it looked like that did go in. Leading the way is Rees. We didn't have his number going into this one. Looks like he's number 76 tonight.
Just did a great job. Caught Hall napping a little bit. You have to wonder if he got a little complacent with the score being what it is as we come into these final seconds here.
Ben Rees, that's his first of the year according to our statistic reports. Megan, my apologies, not Rees. There's Ian O'Rourke holding it in the zone. Ice Pack took the foot off the gas kind of late. Let another one creep in, but it doesn't matter. They will surround Joey Hall. 9-5 victory for the NC State Ice Pack. Fans arise, and a smackdown of UNC has crept upon the PNC Arena. Mark it down, ladies and gentlemen. October 22nd, Backyard Brawl 4 goes to the NC State Ice Pack.
The Ice Pack goes to 4-0 in the series overall. This is probably their most commanding win yet, though. Despite the Tar Heels jumping out to a rather early lead there, Ice Pack stormed back in the second and third periods, just absolutely dominating through this game, eventually winning 9-5.
Players align for the handshakes, usually customary after these PNC Arena games. What an amazing turnout from NC State fans. Great attendance here tonight as fans leak out. The alma mater getting ready to play. That's not the alma mater, of course. But I think, Logan, with true grit and true grind, an amazing play. Let's hear the 3 stars first. Ricky Chen will get the 3rd star of the game tonight with a goal. Sam Banashevitz, of course, gets the 2nd star of the game. Laith Jardala did outstanding tonight, but of course I think we have to go with the obvious choice for player of the game, Logan. Alex Vedetta.
Yes.
True grit, true grind. He's a player that has flown under the radar for some time, has been waiting for his chance to make his name known, and by golly, Miss Molly, did he make his name known. Now ensue some of the post-game rituals here for PackTV. Logan and I will be right back with some analysis as the players take their picture here as the alma mater plays. We don't have coverage and footage of it right now, but we'll be taking a quick break. Back with some post-game analysis, Coach Gazzillo and our player of the game, Alex Vedetta, right here on PackTV.
A wild match ends in an outstanding fashion. 9-5 victory here for NC State. Zach Sawaya here for PackTV alongside Logan Warren, bringing you some post-game coverage. Logan, I think NC State hit all of our key points going into this. Defense lapsed at some points, but overall, your thoughts?
Just a fantastic win for the Ice Pack here. Commanding, dominating win here over UNC. Not really much you can say to critique them. They got a little sloppy there at the end, but overall, the second and third periods were just absolutely dominant for them. Their offense just was the entire reason they took that commanding lead, and it's responsible players like Banashevitz and Jadala who really just took over and showed us what they were made of.
Eric Todd as well, of course, not our player of the game. Alex Vedetta is our Wolfpack Outfitters player of the game, but you saw that goal by Eric Todd. Incredible job with the rebound control, power move to the doorstep. Talk about Eric Todd and his performance tonight.
He just did a wonderful job in all facets. Again, one of those players you can trust to make plays anywhere he is. Not going to be the flashiest scorer, but he can definitely score when it matters, and he showed that to us tonight.
We're going to take a quick break right here on PackTV. We'll be back with some more post-game analysis right here. The story of this game, of course, was goaltending, special teams, and how cold it was up here. Zach Solway and Logan Ward here for PackTV. Let's dive right into special teams, shall we?
Yes.
Short-handed goals, power play goals, a little bit of lapses in the penalty kill. All in all tonight, state special teams have been the downfall of them for the longest time. Tonight, they showed up in some aspects, but in other aspects, they were a little bit shaky. Talk about what you saw from their special teams tonight.
They did a wonderful job on the face-offs and did a great job just in the neutral zone in general, getting the picks and doing a wonderful job getting out in space. Where they did struggle, though, they struggled in a couple of those face-offs. It just allowed UNC to get out to a fast start, and losing some of those really was the reason that they struggled. And the penalty kills, they've got to get better at that. The majority of UNC's goals came on plays like that or just lapses of judgment. They can get those figured out. They did a wonderful job otherwise, though.
Joey Hall did the best he could tonight with the defense that was given to him, but 5 goals against. That's a mark really against your defensive play, not exactly your goaltending.
Again, yeah, and we saw that especially on UNC's side. Really not the goaltender's fault on a lot of those, just allowing the offense to have its way, and he suffered for it.
But goaltending tonight was definitely a little bit of an issue, as we saw plenty of times own rebounds were created off of goals, as we saw Eric Todd's play at the end as well. Matt Costigan's face-off win to send it all the way over to, I'm pretty sure, getting that goal was Alex Vedetta.
Yes.
Yes, remember that goal. That was a big one for sure. That's why Alex Vedetta is our player of the game. True grind on that play. But looking at corner battles, State did a lot of the little things right tonight.
They did.
And especially coming into this game, the big environment against UNC, biggest game of the year for sure.
Yeah.
It was really good to see them win those little battles.
Absolutely, and that's how they turned this game around. Really, Vedetta's goal was a turning point, and that's really why he's player of the game for us. He did a wonderful job doing the little things, and again, we were talking about how important those are. His doing of the little things really managed to allow this team to turn it around. He did things like pass and defend. He just was a solid all-around player.
Especially as well, we were talking to Coach Tim Healy in the second intermission, and a quote that really stood out to me that I'm not going to forget: a big up-tempo physical game is a double-edged sword. Go into that a little bit more in depth and explain how tonight, being a little bit too physical, kind of allowed for a little bit more of foot off the gas from State.
Well, being too physical can allow stuff like you get a couple more penalties because you're a little rougher when you get a little too physical. You've got stuff like that, and then you've also got issues where your bench gets a little too excited and they start going for those big hits instead of defending perfectly. It energizes the crowd for sure, and it gets your players hyped up, so that's the double-edged sword aspect of it, because it has some positives, but it can really hurt you in the long run.
I think the biggest thing is what to look at tonight. Again, we're going to say between 3,500 and 4,000 people in attendance tonight. It was a huge crowd in terms of NC State college hockey. We're looking forward to see how many more people come out to the next Backyard Brawl and the one after that. Big thanks to Barstool Pack for helping out, carrying the cause about this amazing event. Now, Logan, NC State's schedule going forward, as we talked about a lot, is not easy. They're about to face the reigning ACCHL champions in UNC Charlotte. Andrew Miller, a lethal goal scorer. Sam Benishevitz knows from juniors. What are going to be the keys for NC State after this game?
NC State's just got to keep it rolling. Undefeated, they'd like to keep it that way. So you go into this game with the momentum that you gained here and a dominating win over a rival, and prepare to go up against a really quality team that can give you some issues.
Good vibes are the only things that are going to be left here for the Ice Pack as we go into the 2-week-long bye week. State will not play this weekend, but they will play the following weekend before they travel to Delaware and to Georgetown. Schedule is always an interesting thing in the ACCHL. Teams are canceling left and right, postponing. NC State had a game last year against High Point University sometime in October that was postponed and canceled because of roster issues. So a lot of these games are last-minute things. There was also a game in Wake Forest last year where Cam Mazikowski had a hat trick. That was a game that literally just came up, that just got scheduled. Just trying to throw in some more ice time and things like that. Looks like Coach Gazzillo and Alex Vedetta are arriving. We're going to take a quick break right here on PackTV and bring you into the pack.
Welcome back to PackTV. I'm Logan Ward here with our Wolfpack Outfitters player of the game, Alex Vedetta. Alex, congratulations on the 9-5 win. How does it feel to really get a win like this in such a big arena?
Well, it's really exciting with all the fans out here. Packed crowd, they get loud and wild. And you know, it just feels really good. Keep the streak rolling, 9-0. Teams are coming out looking to take us down, and we just keep going.
Yeah, especially a team that would love to take you down in the Tar Heels. What does it mean to really get a rivalry win like this in such a fabled story? Really, UNC versus NC State, one of the rivalries to watch every time they play.
I mean, obviously it's a big one again. Any game's a big one for us, but this one especially with the rivalries we have with them. And it's always good to just get the floodgates rolling and putting those goals down and just keeping them down. Yeah. And hopefully we can keep this going. And since I've been here for 2 years, they haven't beat us, and we smacked them down every time. So let's keep that going.
All right. Congratulations again, and thank you, Alex. We'll be right back with Coach Gazilla.
It's very cold in here, but thank goodness we're about to warm up because the Ice Pack are on fire. Zach Soai alongside head coach Mike Gazzillo. Coach, outstanding game today.
Yeah, thanks very much.
It got a little bit chippy towards the end, really towards the middle as well. What was sort of going on the ice? Was it just because it was a rivalry game, wanting to get the crowd involved, or was there some interesting physical aspects of the game tonight?
No, I mean, I think it was. I think it was just the rivalry and the desire to get a little bit of a rise in the crowd and stuff, and you know, they it didn't get out of hand, so that's good. But that's what I would chalk it up to.
As head coach now, you're now 4-0 in these backyard brawls. Coach Vokeman is 0-4. In general, what has been the secret to your guys always dominating in these sort of games?
I mean, I think I can't say we get up for it more than them because I know they get up for it too. They may get up for it a little bit more because they're dying to change that around, right? And I definitely understand that. I think if we just stick to the game plan and we just get out there and just keep going, we just have a very good group of guys and very good team, and good things are going to keep happening. And as long as we keep doing what we need to do, then we're going to be a tough team to beat.
Alex Vedetta, of course, was our Wolfpack Outfitters player of the game, but he wasn't the only player that showed up in great fashion tonight. Sam Benishevitz, of course, Nikita Anistratov. I'm saying Anisratov all season. My apologies, Coach. I guess the biggest thing tonight is that you had a lot of guys showing what they could do. Obviously, Alex Vedetta did have a goal over the weekend in Richmond. Now has 2 goals in his career after playing a little bit last year. What has this depth shown you that you can really recycle all 4 lines, get them going throughout the game, and they can all produce for you?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the key. I mean, Robo's line, they all got one. Moved Ryan Kinney with Trevor and Alfie, and moved Parker with RJ and Robo. And not that they were doing bad the other way, but I just wanted to see how things work, and that seems to be working well. And Nikita had a great game. Eric Todd had a great goal at the end. Real, good poise, and that came on the heels of a really good penalty kill that he did. So, I mean, when you have the depth, then you don't have to have the same guys out there all the time. They're not getting as tired as quickly, and we're not really concerned about who we put out on the ice. We're getting the contributions from them, and it just makes us stronger.
You guys got a couple weeks off. I'm going to work on special teams at all tonight. It was looking outstanding. A lot of power play goals, some penalty kill issues, but for the most part, you guys hung tight, had a few shorthanded goals as well. It was definitely more of an offensive penalty kill, but what's on the agenda for the next 2 weeks?
I think tomorrow night, maybe Thursday night, since we have nothing going on this weekend, we're going to have a little fun. Maybe we'll just have a little 3-on-3 contest or, a series of those. And, yeah, I think we're just going to play some small games this week and just have a good week. 3 games in 4 nights, and I know they were tired, but they've been working. And then we'll take next weekend off, and then we really gotta bear down the following week because we got a tough road ahead. We got Charlotte coming in, that's going to be tough. Then we go to Wilmington, to Delaware, and Georgetown, and we got Wake Forest coming in, and then we have them again in November back here. So we got a tough stretch of games ahead of us. So we'll enjoy what we're doing right now, and then we're gonna buckle down and get ready for a tougher stretch.
Speaking of the game in November as well, this game does not count towards points in the Carolina East standings, but the next one does. So in terms of the next backyard brawl, what kind of momentum are you guys going to have to create? Because the next one does matter.
I mean, the guys, I don't think the points in games like this matter at all. I mean, they want to win. Both teams want to win. So, I mean, that's kind of just a sidebar at this particular point. The guys are going to go out. They're going to go hard. They're going to want to win again. And it's the Governor's Cup, and so it should be a really big game. And, we just keep doing what we're doing, and the points will take care of themselves.
And the biggest thing, of course, course, tonight was the attendance. Again, we saw around 3,500 to 4,000 people. I want to say 4,000. I'm not sure if you guys could see what was going on, but in terms of getting the word out about tonight, how proud were you of your players and really of everyone who was a family member, a friend, even a fan for getting out the word about this game?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on, not only from our guys, but, you know, just from the fans, especially. Polar Ice, they put something out to all their people. You know, friends on some of the other programs, they put stuff out. So, I mean, that was great that we got support from the organizations. We had a great crowd, like you said, and I really appreciate the guys that weren't playing, that were at the door with the donations, and hopefully we did well. And I really appreciate that, you know, some people threw in a little bit more than 5, and I mean, that was really great for us. It really helps us, you know, and yeah, I mean, I can't thank everybody enough for coming out. I hope they had a good time.
It was a great time for sure, Coach. It was an amazing game, a wild one for sure. 9-5 final here at the PNC Arena. Want to thank you as always for joining us here on PackTV. We will be back bringing you into the Packed next Friday as UNC Charlotte takes on the NC State Ice Pack at the Raleigh Iceplex. Zach here for PackTV, signing off for Logan Ward. Thank you once again for joining us on this historic night. NC State now 4-0 in backyard brawls as the Pack is now 9-0. Signing off, God bless.